Alright. Looks like we're live. We're back in 2020. What year is it? Oh man, I forgot how to stream. Forgot to open this window. What am I doing? Some pleb tier shit here. Oh, I'm not even logged into GitHub. Man. Ugh. Now you know the length of my password. I gotta do my 2-factor. What is this? New year and I don't know what's going on. 963. Oh, you got my authentication code. Yikes. Okay, so we're back. It's 2019. 2020. No, wait. What year is it? I don't even know. Are we live? Twitch has changed how their shit works. Again. And now disable pre-roll ads for 40 minutes. Cool, whatever, Twitch. Yeah, but it's been a while since I've streamed. Last time I streamed was the 17th? Yo, what's up, Guide of Hello Nano? Yeah, Nano. We're gonna do some Nano today. But actually, that's one of the things that I plan to show a little bit is my text editor is coming along. So we're getting pretty close to not using Nano anymore. Oh, I forgot to start my chat bot. Man, I'm really out of practice with this whole streaming thing. Hey, what's up, Catherine? How's it going? Start the bot. I know what I'm doing. Had a couple drinks, so that's why I'm a little slippy and sloppy and all that shenanigans, but making excuses. Oh, but the real reason, oh man, let me see how I can show this. Pretty good other than being sick from a flu shot. Sick from a flu shot? Well, at least you didn't get the flu, so it could be worse. The best way to share this. The reason I'm late for my stream is there was a giant spider on my bed. So, well, if I can figure out how to send this somewhere. One of the easiest ways to Slack it to myself, as terrible as I want to... Oh, did I get a picture? Okay, I did get a picture this time. Yeah, let me grab the picture of that. But there was a giant spider on my bed, and I was like, well, I'll let him outside. And so that took a couple minutes, because it really did not want to get into the container that I was trying to take outside with. And it really, you know, in retrospect, it doesn't look that large on, are you fucking kidding me? Save image. I'll just do the one where it's to scale. It doesn't look that big on camera, but it was big, let me tell you. Save image as. There we go, this is pretty decent. Okay. This was the spider that was on my head. It's a little bit blurry, but this is my laptop, which is pretty big. It's bigger than the Python sticker, but it was a big spider. Fortunately, I'm not afraid of spiders, but I was just like, oh look, the spider is big. But the story behind this is, about a week before I left for vacation, I woke up in the middle of the night and I went to the bathroom and I looked up and there was this giant spider. Giant spider on my ceiling. And I was like, damn, that's a big spider. And instead of taking a piss, I went and grabbed my phone and I was like, oh, I'll take a photo of the spider. Took a photo of the spider, put my phone away or whatever. Apparently the photo like corrupted or didn't save or something, or I missed the button, or I don't know. I was not really awake, so we'll blame it on me. It's probably my fault. Let's be real. But either way, the photo of the spider did not save, and so when I went to share with my coworkers, I was like, "Oh, there! I saw a giant spider when I was sleeping, or when I got up from sleep. Let me show you the photo." And then I went to upload the photo. I was like, "And it's gone." Never mind. No photo evidence. Probably just fucking crazy. But I found you, Mr. Spider, and I saved him. I set him outside, so he'll be able to live a good life. But man, this spider. But that's why I didn't get started on time, because I was saving the spider. But anyway, that's that's that dumb story. But yeah, giant spider. But yeah, it's pretty big. It was a big spider. But anyway, the plan for today is to go over all the stuff that I've done since last stream, which in theory is a lot because where's my show in this tab? I have like a checklist of all the things that was it not in this user account? What's this user account? I have a checklist of all the things that I plan to do over break. I didn't get all of them done. I got most of them done. Pay rent before leaving. Pack before leaving. Good thing I got this one done. If I didn't get that one done, the rest of my checklist would have been a shit show. But I filled out. Oh, this is a new song. Oh, I'm to the part of the playlist that's brand new, I guess. There's a lot of new songs. No, most of them are gone. Anyway, this is a new song. Got tickets to PyCon. Did not get my flight set up. Didn't get this done. Oh, I spent a bunch of time on this. I was trying to get all of my old code that I had written from a really long time ago, compiling and working again. But it turns out most of my really old code is written in Visual Basic 6. So getting it running was tricky. And I didn't actually solve that. So I plan to do that later. But basically I need to run Windows XP and then run Visual Basic 6, which apparently you can't even get legally anymore because Microsoft doesn't sell it, and it's licensed software, so it's a mess. But I did I at least got it all into one place. But the plan for this historical code stuff is to get it all building, put it up on GitHub. Put up a binary on GitHub so you can run it. That's illegal, right? Right? That's illegal. But yeah, I plan to upload it eventually, but I haven't gotten that working yet. But I did get this done. I reviewed all my pre-commit stuff. I got a bunch of new changes in. I released a new version. This I eventually plan to turn into maybe a startup. See, but I didn't get started on, or I didn't build anything for this. I did a lot of thinking about it and kind of architecture diagramming. The plan is to make a CI system that runs pre-commit and has a bunch of really cool auto fix PRs and decide on what files to run. I have a bunch of cool ideas, but I got super bogged down in the security details, so I didn't actually write much code about it, so I just didn't finish this. That was one of the few things. Oh, I started a new year in my running spreadsheet, which I tweaked my knee a little bit this morning running, so I'm not so happy about that. The problem is, it's read only? View only. I ran 3 miles this morning. I'm not back up to my 6 miles a day pace, but this day, I think it's the 12th, it might be the 8th. One of these, I think it's this day. One of these 2 days I'm running a marathon, so I gotta get better. Iggy Dicer says, did you get a new camera? No. I did forget to turn my light on though. Does it look like the same camera now? Extra clear today. Maybe it's because I switched to 1080p. Could be that. I don't know. It looks about the same to me. Let me see. Yo, sarcastic Dante.
Cabbage _SG haha shrug right.
Wait, what? What did that say? Kabaji cabbage SG haha shrug right. Oh, because you got the emote. Man, that's a good emote. My cabbages! Oh man, thank you for the resubscription, Sarcastic Dante, and welcome back, my friend. Oh man, I did in my forgetting how to stream moments. I forgot to open up my recent events tabs. Now I'm there. That's a good emote. I really like that. But But yeah, now it looks about the same. Actually, it does look clearer, which is weird. So you guys can see what I'm seeing. Whoa! OBS shenanigans. But yeah, might be clear. I don't know. But yeah, I'm running a marathon in March. I forget if it's the 8th or the 12th. One of those is a concert, and the other one is a run. But no, given my run this morning, I'm not ready. I'm so out of shape from mid-December when I was feeling really good about running. Now I'm back to the like, oh god, everything hurts. Why am I doing this pain? But hopefully I'll get back into it by then. What else do I have on my to-do list? Flint bullshit. I'm not gonna go into that. If you want more details about this, hit me up in the Discord. Discord has a lot of details. Oh, speaking of Discord, I forgot to mention that I'm online. Let me do that real quick. I'm a quality professional streamer. I know what I'm doing. Let me upload the spider to the stream. This one? Yeah, that's the spider. Discord! Peaky Dicer says, same, I started gymming again this week, first time in like a month, yeah. Oh man, the real bullshit is I gained like 6 pounds over break. The 3 months I was in Michigan. So the problem with going home is, and my dad never buys snacks except over the break. Never buys snacks. But when I'm there, there's always snacks everywhere, all the time. Whenever I want, when I'm like, I can nibble on something. There's fucking snacks there. There's chips, there's hummus, there's crackers, there's cheese, there's everything that I love to eat all the time. Oh man. And my new favorite thing, I'm really sad that I found them on Amazon. That's the worst part, because it means I can eat them now. What are they called? What are they called? Let me look at my recent orders. Because I realized they're on Amazon, and I purchased some because... oh yes, that's what they're called. Wonderful Pistachios is the brand. Oh, but these are so good. They're shelled pistachios that are chili lime flavored. They're so fucking good. Oh my. I love them so much. But it turns out I can order them on Amazon, so now I can have them all the time. But also the big thing was my dad always had beer in the house. And so it'd be like 10 a.m. and I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit out of it. I'm just gonna go grab beer from the fridge. And oh man. Catches up with you fast, so that was that. Well, I gained weight. But I will lose it eventually. Sarcastic Dante says, I should move more. My muscles are gonna disappear soon. You're gonna wither away into nothing. Sarcastic, Piggy Dice is with the Doritos chip. There weren't any Doritos. And the cheesy fingers on Doritos. Actually, this might be a little bit weird, but when I eat Doritos nowadays, I prefer not to use my fingers because then they get all cheesy and it's kind of a mess. So I've started eating Doritos with chopsticks. And so you chopsticks the Doritos, and it's like, you use chopsticks too? Bro! Man, we just bonded on like a completely different level, Peaky Dicer. Let's go! Yeah, I'm a Zoomer now, right? I can say that. But yeah, the same thing is true with these pistachios too, because they have like a like chili lime coating on them. So I eat them with chopsticks. Also, I eat them with chopsticks so I don't just like slurp the whole bag in one go. I would do that. But yeah, chopsticks for fingers food is like very, very good idea. I strongly approve. We'll see, what else did I do? Oh, we'll get to this later, and this later. This one I kind of did, but kind of not. I really wanted to do this one for you guys because I want to get a Python t-shirt because I would wear that because I'm a fucking nerd. But I also think other people would wear it too. I wanna get the Python as an emoji or as a t-shirt, and probably stickers. I would definitely do stickers. I don't know. The t-shirt might be too much for some people. And then I didn't do any of my work shit. I was supposed to like do peer reviews and self-reflection and shenanigans, but I didn't do any of that because fuck work. I was at home, whatever. Oh, and then I summarized all of the mileage that I did this year on Facebook. You should reflect on that. Yeah. I don't give a fuck is the answer. Let's see. So here's my summary for this year. So I ran 750 miles, which met my 2 miles per day. I biked 840 miles, which wasn't really part of my goal, but it was just like my cross-training stuff. I also did a bunch on my bike machine, which I didn't realize how much until I tallied it up. And I went climbing 61 times, which was pretty nuts. But pretty good. Pinky Dance says, I have a Napster shirt, and last week somebody came up and talked to me because he liked my shirt. That's amazing. Man, Napster is like kind of old school now. Like, you've got some clout if you wear a Napster shirt. Like, people are like, oh damn, that guy, he pirated shit in the 90s. He knew what was up. Yeah, Napster. I remember Napster. I remember Napster because my ex-girlfriend was really bad at using it. There were times I had to like pop out her hard drive and attach it to a virtual machine and like extract her files out of it because she had like irreversibly broken it due to viruses and like crapware. Napster, man, great way to get viruses. But anyway, that was my to-do list. What out of notification? What are you? We'll look at those. But yeah, I wanted to go over the stuff that I did over break. Oh, you never used Napster. Right, that would be before your time. Man, I feel fucking old. Okay, so we have at least one page of things to look through. Right, I think, no, the 18th. Oh, they changed to a number of days ago. Here we go. This was the last thing I did before break. So we'll just start opening these up and show you guys what pull requests I did since then. Some of them are interesting, some of them are like meh, whatever. But I did a lot of work over break because there's not much I could do. Oh, also, man, my dad's internet is pretty shit. And usually it's fine, and like the service that they sell there is 200 megabits per second, which isn't the best in the world, but it should be enough to like to get by, you know? Like you should be able to, I don't know, watch YouTube or like stream, I don't have Netflix, but like stream Netflix or like do basic computer things at 200 megabits per second. But every single time that I go to my dad's house, it always ends up being like 1 megabit per second. And most years I've like called into the ISP and been like, hey, you're screwing us. Like, we pay for this number and this is what the speed test says. It's your speed test, so I know it's not me just being screwed here. This is you, buddy. But you know, every year and then every year they come out and fix it, and it's good for like the time I'm there, and then I go home, and then when I come back, it's fucked again, and it's just bad. But this year I forgot to like call the ISP, so I just dealt with the crappy internet the whole time. So I watched 480p YouTube like a pleb, and waited for it to buffer. Yeah, I would get out my laptop, open up a YouTube video, and I built a mile-long path around my dad's property. And so I'd open it up, open the YouTube video, go for a mile-long walk, and then I would watch my YouTube video. That was my cycle that I did. All right, so let's get into some of the pull requests that I did last time, or over break. This one's not interesting. I just updated the verbiage to mention the new Pi project. Group docs the region doesn't leak temporary directories. Oh, there's some documentation in PyTest, which this code here, line 1045 to 1046. Is it shift? Yeah. Oh, new GitHub feature. This leaks a temporary directory, so I just fixed it to not leak the temporary directory. Thank you, Dice says, gotta hit the gym, be back in a couple hours if you're still here. Well, thanks for stopping by, Fred. Always good to see you. Yeah, so I fixed this because when you compiled the docs, it would put a bunch of temporary directories on disk and not clean them up. So I fixed that. And top level files for inclusion. Oh, this was a feature request that someone had to pre-commit so that they could opt in parts of their code base, like one directory at a time, without having to do it for every single hook. And so it's pretty easy. So we previously had top level exclude, so I just added top level files, which works the same way as it works on individual hooks. Really easy patch. Here is the like biggest change in the latest version of pre-commit. It changes how the output looks. So before, verbose mode looks like this, where like the hook ID is in brackets here. All right, I gotta not keep getting distracted by the music because it's all new. Because we're in a section of the playlist that I don't play very often. But before, like, the width could change based on if you ran in verbose mode or not, because it like it would reflow this line. It's boxed to 80 characters, but sometimes it would change. But I moved that to be inside the output, so now it mentions the hook ID here. And I spent a lot of time like experimenting with this, and I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. It took a lot of like experimenting to get something that was like just subtle enough and not too jarring, but close enough, like as true to the original output as possible. So that's what this looks like. And the failure mode, I also made it mention the exit code because there were some bugs which would have been a lot easier to find if the exit code was present. In particular, one, Python was segfaulting, and pre-commit was just showing no output at all. And so this makes it a lot better to see that. Sarcastic Dante says, I'm gonna fuck off to sleep. Gotta wake up in 3 hours. Damn, dude. Well, get those 3 hours of sleep. Thanks for stopping by, friend. I'll see you around. Saturday should be a more EU-friendly stream. But I can't really stream early during the week because I have real work until I quit. It's only like kind of a joke, but also I'm usually very, very good about locking my computer, but apparently today I forgot to lock my computer, and can I show this on stream? Yeah, probably. Show you just this thread. Apparently I forgot to lock my computer. Dave is my manager, and so somebody sent this to my team chat. Sup, Dave sucks, I quit. Which is all too funny, but that's the thing. What was I talking about? I don't even know. But anyway, I improved the output. But yeah, someone was getting a seg fault, and it would have been a lot easier to debug with this exit code stuff here. But we didn't have that back then. Because it would have said 127, and it would have been like, that number sounds familiar. Probably. Well, it wouldn't have been 127. 127 is sig kill. It would have been 120 something or whatever. Right, Sarcastic Dante? Yeah, it's only a matter of time. I think when I actually quit, I'll just at channel instead of at here, and then you'll know. That's when I quit. Oh, this was, I tried to improve some stuff. I ended up finding out that the refactor was worse. I just left the code cleanup and didn't fix this. Hey, what's up, Juan? How's it going? It's been a long time since I've streamed, so hello, friend. Good to see you again. Shrug middle. Do you have the rest of the shrug ones? I don't know. What haha ones do I have? Whoa, what the fuck? I got haha 20? 2020? I don't remember that one. But I didn't get the one that I really wanted, unfortunately. Which is a bummer. I wanted the, what's it? Oh, the Bongo Cat one. I didn't get the Bongo Cat one. That was the one that I wanted. Never got that one. This patch was just a test cleanup. On Windows, you got these CRLFs, and they're the fucking bane of my existence. Like, every damn time I'm so hung up on this stupid carriage turn thing. Like, I'll write all my tests, and like, they'll all pass on Linux, and then I'll send them to CI, and it'll be like, /r, and I'll be like, no! Why? What are you gonna do, I guess? Wait, how do you have the Python but not the subscriber badge? You must be a subscriber, so thank you for the resub, but it hasn't given me a notify yet. Twitch, what are you doing? Oh, you just spent your points. Oh, I see. Wait. Confused. I don't know how Twitch works. Twitch is a mess. But yeah, this stupid character is the bane of my existence because of Windows. So I tried to like make it less of a problem, hopefully. Oh, this was a kind of complicated and cool feature. So Precommit auto update grabs the latest tag. I'll just show you what it does. Since we have that power. So there's a new option to pre-commit auto update. I'll just show you what auto update does first. So what auto update will do is take you from the current versions you have pinned to the latest version. So if we see the output here, it basically just like upgrades your configuration for you, so you don't have to really like worry about figuring out the latest versions. But what freeze does is it gives you, for those security pedantic people, which fine, they kind of have a point. You can make a frozen version. So you can see it said updated 379 to 379 frozen. And you'll see here that it's given a full SHA here and a little frozen comment here. But this is, well, assuming you don't find a SHA-1 collision, which if you can find a SHA-1 collision, then more power to you. I'm okay getting owned if you, or not SHA-1, whatever it is. Is it SHA-1? Must be, I think it's SHA-1. Actually, isn't SHA-1 broken? Whatever. Anyway. This gives you kind of like a checksummed version for a very specific version. So that's what this feature does. But people were like, blah blah blah, Trojan horse, blah blah blah, security, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so I built this feature. It took a lot of testing, and I basically had to rewrite how auto update works, which ended up in slightly more one more line of code than previously. So actually, I'd say I did pretty good on my rewrite to like keep it within the same number of lines of code. You added a Trojan horse, nice, right? Right? Oh, this is another little patch that somebody asked for. If you run pre-commit run, if you run in verbose mode, it will now tell you how long each of the hooks takes. You can see which ones are the slow ones. 69. So you can see like this version, like Flake 8 is kind of slow here. AutoPep 8's even slower. PyUpgrade is slow, but is that the old version of PyUpgrade? Yeah, that's the old version of PyUpgrade. If we upgrade PyUpgrade, just get a comparison here. That would be a nice Easter egg, right? Totally. You can see py upgrade takes 1.6 seconds. If we upgrade to the latest version, we should see that it's faster. Yeah, so I made some performance improvements in the latest version that make it significantly faster than the older version. But anyway, now you can at least see how long things take, and it'll print it out for you. That was a feature someone asked for. Oh, this was a regex patch. Or this. Someone wanted to document using the assert methods on Magic Mock. This is a pre-commit hook that prevents incorrect usage of mock. So there's a fairly common problem here. Hey, what's up, Michaela? How's it going? Welcome back. Well, it's more welcome back for me, I guess. But hello, hello. There's this problem with mock. What the fuck? Oh, Python 2. Python 2, no. Can I just say, I'm really happy to be back streaming. It's been so long. But I'm such a better, I had like a real shit day at work today, but now I'm in a good mood. So there's a problem with mock in that well, the latest version of mock, it's not a problem anymore. But let's say I typoed assert. It will just silently succeed on any method here. And so there was a common like bug in mock where you called the wrong function and it would just silently succeed. But they fixed that somewhat. So now you get an attribute error if it starts with the word assert. And hilariously, if it also starts with the word assret, it also raises an attribute error. But not assert. It will pass through. But assret and assert, those two will raise attribute errors. I don't know why they picked that specific misspelling, because there's a million other misspellings, but assret. It's good there. But I've also seen like people that assume it's Ruby, where they think this will work, but it just returns the method instance. But anyway, this pre-commit hook prevents some misusages of assert or of mocks in that way. But people wanted to use the actual name in docs, and so I added a little bit more to this regex. Oh wait, is it not Ruby? Yeah, we got some sick method missing going in here. But yeah, I fixed that one up. This was like a super micro bug. Tryrupo was erroring on, yeah, like 5 character change here. Yo, what's up, Knackle Eric? Welcome back. I was writing end. Yeah. Wonderful start to 2020, right? It's 2020. I'm gonna still make 2019 jokes for probably at least a month. You can't say that, it's 2019. Then they'll be like, no, it's actually 2020. Shit. I've already been called on that at least 3 times. For thinking it's 2019. But it's not anymore. Another year. But yeah, someone opened an issue with Tryrupo failing in a really weird way on bare repositories. Which I don't know how, well, I do know how they tried this, but also this is some real cool output that they did here. How do they do that? Well, they use KBD. Oh, clever. I like it. I like it. I met this guy in person. I can never remember how to pronounce it. Oh, Svatoslav. He's a great guy. Met him in person. He works on like Ansible and stuff. Yeah, it's HTML tags. Off by one and he strikes again, right? But yeah, this is some nice formatting here. I really appreciate the work that he put into this. But yeah, there was this like weird error, and so I just fixed it. So now pre-commit supports bear repos. Ruby supports bear words. Oh, and then I did some stuff on NodeEnv. I fixed CI because Flake 8 was broken. This is a syntax error in, well, presumably in Python 3.9. They haven't broken the feature yet, though. Oh wait, maybe they did. Did they finally do it? No. I thought they did. What did they break? What was the big breaking change in 3? Oh, I remember. Oh, we want 3.9 here. No, they didn't break that yet. But yeah, this will eventually be a syntax error. I only did it because W error. Oh, I know what they broke. They moved the collections modules. So yeah, this is a warning in 3.8, but an error, finally an error in 3.9. That was the breaking change that I was remembering. But anyway, I fixed this syntax warning here, and fixed this no QA so it's not gonna accidentally get excluded in the future. Yeah, some CI errors. I planned it, like my goal was to do some stuff for NodeEnv, and I did eventually do that. We'll get to that in a second. But I also noticed that there was a broken logger.info because they forgot to pass a parenthesis into it. Too bad marquee won't work. Yeah, marquee kappa marquee. That would be good. Oh, you spelled marquee wrong. Gotta get two E's, Juan. You wasted your highlights on a typo. But yeah, this was just like a little fix-up patch. But my actual goal was to get Alpine working with NodeEnv, and this is like pretty out there on why I would want this. So pre-commit uses NodeEnv to provision JavaScript environments to run hooks in. NodeEnv is what's NodeEnv? NodeEnv is a tool that builds a node environment. Yeah, like JavaScript. So you can run NodeEnv env and it'll download a version of Node.js, and then you have Node.js available without needing to install it on your system. And you can npm install your good old friend leftpad, and that'll set up an environment for you, and it all gets isolated in this little env directory. But that's how pre-commit runs JavaScript hooks, is using that utility. But pretty often we get a bug report on pre-commit that's like, my node hooks aren't working in Alpine Linux for my Docker blah blah blah. Then I have to explain the difference between libc and musclec and Alpine and a real thing. And it's just kind of frustrating. But recently, the node build people, oh hey, you gave me a thumbs up here, but you didn't review my patch. Why? The upstream, let me close this since it's my old issue. February of 2018. Wow. But yeah, they finally uploaded musclec pre-built binaries of Node.js. So I made a patch to download those pre-built binaries instead of the new ones. You can use is negative in all the useful packages, right? What is that emote, Michaela? Old. called the fuck out. You got me. Oh, also I need a haircut with my hair's getting long. Although maybe I'll just grow it out and then I can be super emo. Super emo. I can sing right now. I remember the beginning of Black Parade. That would be the most appropriate one, right? Damn, why am I just like completely forgetting all the lyrics of Black Parade? I don't want that, because then I'll get demonetized. Oh, I got a copyright claim for singing Evanescence. Alright. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? My hair's not quite long enough to be that emo, though. Maybe I'll dye it black. I can really live my lifestyle. Alpine has Node. What's the blocker? Oh, so Alpine's Node is built at a very specific version. The idea behind NodeEnv is it downloads a full installation of Node and works off that in its own isolated directory, so you can run whatever version that you want, instead of having to deal with just the system node, which you can use the system node in pre-commit, and like that's been the workaround until the build actually worked. But yeah, NodeEnv lets you download whatever version you want. Pretty cool. That's the main difference. But it also turns out that NodeEnv is currently using the deprecated way to find all the versions, which I wrote the code for that, so my bad. But I was able to like delete all of this code here and just replace it with these 2 lines. Pretty dope. Pretty happy about that. But yeah, not bad. Deleted 70 lines of code, added a feature. Actually, overall, I think I deleted like 1,000 lines of code. Oh no, it's plus. Okay, because this JSON file that I checked in for the test is 487 lines. So overall, I deleted like 500 lines. Anyway, made this support muscle C, but it hasn't been merged yet. I'm hoping. I feel bad like poking this guy once a week, or like more than one time a day. But I poked him yesterday, so I'm gonna wait like 7 days before I ping him again. Because I feel bad. But anyway, I got it working. So now you can use NodeEnv in Alpine to get arbitrary version of Node, which is pretty cool. Oh, I made a change to Python, which is pretty cool. Actually, I made a couple changes to Python. This one was just a documentation update. It's not that interesting. Alpine is getting good at end-user software. You can install all of KDE now. Wow. I don't know why you would want to do that, but that's kind of impressive. Mikhail says, it used to be an old man raging, but I guess now he's playing a different game and changed it. Changed it for a while. Oh, I see. Interesting. Oh, I didn't know. I guess you can change emotes. Makes sense. I don't know why you would want to, but I guess you can change emotes. Man, I hope to actually get to code at some point, but I have so much to recap because I did so much shit while I couldn't talk to you guys, so we'll get through this and then we'll write some code, I promise. Oh, this was just a little update to my frozen thing that I was talking about before. There were some ergonomics issues that I noticed before I merged it. Oh, this one's pretty cool. The big people change their emotes in like every game they play. That is wild. That's next level. I'm here with my pleb 2 emotes. Actually, I have 2 more emote slots, but I still need to like make images for them. That's the other thing, is like I should probably pay someone to make emotes because I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest. Also, I don't really know what I want to do. But if you have ideas, post them in the Discord or DM me on Discord or whatever. You were gone so long that my gift sub is gone now. Oh shit. Oh, you're not even subbed. Oh wait, you have Twitch. Wait. Oh, did you sub? Did you give me a gift sub? Oh, but this, oh no. I'm confused. Oh, you received one. Yeah. It was just vague. I see. I see. So I made a little script. So there's this in each of my repositories that use Azure pipelines. There's this version number here, and so I wrote a auto fixer which will upgrade this version, so I don't have to like manually go around to all of my repositories and do that. I haven't run it yet, which is why this is out of date. It should be v100, but still on 0015, which actually today helped me find a bug. So I'm actually kind of okay with this being wrong for now, but I do plan to like upgrade all my repositories at some point, which is why I wrote this auto fixer. All repos is my distributed refactoring tool, which clones all my repositories. You can do searching by grepping all of them, or you can do some like auto fixing stuff. So one of the things that I wrote was this Azure Pipelines auto updater, which lets me update all of them at once. I have to think about that. So that was one of my checklists, so I got that one done. Azure Pipelines auto update ref projects. Oh, there was a bug in my regex. That's redundant. There's always a bug in the regex. Yeah, I didn't quite get it right the first time. This is a different song. It's titled "It'll Be All Okay, I Promise." Damn, I need someone to tell me that. Oh, there was a bug in my CSS, so I fixed that. I added support for the faint modifier. So this is Pigment's ANSI color, which allows you to syntax highlight ANSI escapes, and it gets used for. Let's see if I can demo it. Let me see if I can demo it. Let's see, pre-commit. White space, all files, and then color always, and then pipe that to what? Or is it FPB? I think it's this one. And so Pigment's ANSI escape, yeah, so you can see here, like, it preserved the escape sequences here and turned it into HTML markup. Be like this highlighting here. That's what that Pigments plugin does. But I added support for this escape sequence, and the only reason that is actually I can show you why I did that. So I don't know if Chris has updated Fluffy yet. Let's see. We will see. No, he hasn't updated yet. Anyway, these end up being the faint color. I'll show you that. See how they're a slightly grayer gray than this. Oh, actually, even if he updated it, I don't think I gave him CSS for it. Yeah, he hasn't updated. But also, I didn't give him CSS. That's why it doesn't render. But anyway, faint will give you a slightly grayer thing here. But that's why I did that. I updated Pigment's pre-commit, which is the Pigment's highlighter for pre-commit output, just to make that faint stuff work. Render the pre-commit version directly in the output. Oh, this was so that when you visit precommit.com, this command will always show the latest version instead of it used to be hard-coded at 1.18, and people would send me pull requests. They're like, "Oh, I updated it to 1.19." It's like, but then I fixed it, so whatever. I was just frustrated with like kind of there's like a certain class of pull requests that I deem is just like kind of useless and kind of annoying, and maybe I'm just like old and crotchety at this point, but like sometimes it's just like, why? Michaela says it'll be all okay, just kidding. Yikes. Updated docs for the 1.21 release. We already talked about all of those changes. I released PyTest for maybe the last time for the 4.6 release, which will be our last core-supported Python 2 release, which was exciting. Oh, you just merged my PR. So last PyTest 4.6 release, maybe. We'll see. We're still accepting patches for another 6 months. Immutable Object says to answer the question to why, just to have a commit and also commit a major project. Yeah, I know. People do that. Even though some do this really well-hearted. Yeah, I'll usually accept them, and usually I'll be like, thank you for your patch. It's appreciated. But I'll just be like, ugh. Internally I'll be like, ugh. But you're right, Immutable Object. And like, I get that. And like, that's pretty fine. Oh, this one was so cool. I was really happy with this patch here. So I'm gonna open the Stack Overflow question. Whoa, why did I get so many points today? Yesterday. Oh, I didn't view Stack Overflow today. That's weird. Someone posted this question that was like, why does this trigger a system error? And anytime I see system error, I'm like, well, that's a bug in CPython. That's not a user problem. System error should never show up. And they were like, all this stuff, read all this blah blah blah. And I was like, oh. Well, this person was like, that looks like a bug. And I was like, yep, definitely a bug. So I opened an issue. I also triaged it. The compilation of the AST ended up producing the wrong opcode here, and this load name. The load name tries to look at local variables, and during code object construction, there's no local variables, so it was crashing. But figured that out, and then figured out how to fix it, which took me a long time to figure out how to fix it. But it turned out to be this 2-line patch here. I basically had to grep. So my strategy for fixing it is actually kind of clever, and I was actually a little bit proud of it. I grepped the code base for this string here, because I was like, oh yeah, when they added keyword only args, they had to update a bunch of places. And I imagine they had to update all the same places when they added positional only arguments. So I grepped the code base and looked for all the places where keyword only arguments were there, but positional only arguments weren't there. And this was one of them, and so I just added the code here, and it fixed my little test case, which was pretty cool. Just stop supporting Python 2. Yeah, that's what we'll get to later in the stream. We're gonna kill some Python 2. Freakman is gonna stop supporting Python 2. Gonna happen. Guide VV says, what .8 feature did you like the most? Well, I don't like assignment expressions, so I'll give you that. Let me see if I can find my Twitter post about this. COD with Anthony. Yeah, we're gonna my fishing stream. Will this fine? Yeah, here we go. So these are some of the things that I worked on in 3.8. Not to be like selfish about like my favorite things from 3.8, but these are some of the things that I really liked. But I think this one is going to help new programmers the most, in that in 3.8 circular import messages are fixed. Does that really not trigger a circular import? Really, this does. Really? There we go. This is what you get in Python 3.6. I think in 3.7, yeah, in 3.7 they improved it by showing you the file path for the import error. And in 3.8, this is what I did. It now says, from partially initialized module T2, most likely due to a circular import. So this should hopefully give people a hint to be like, oh, circular import. I'll look that one up. But I think this is really going to help beginners to Python fix this, or like understand this a lot better. So I'm very proud of that change. I'm really happy that I implement. This is probably the one that I'm most like excited about, but it's not that interesting. But it's been kind of like the bane of my existence in static analysis for the longest time. If you parse a triple-coded string in versions before 3.6, and you get the stir object out of the AST, if you look at the column offset, it's -1, which is not possible. Very not possible. But I fixed this in 3.8. So now it properly gives you the column offset, which is 0. And of course, if it's offset by 1, you see the thing here. Immutable object says, what is bad about the walrus operator? So, if used correctly, it's not the worst thing in the world. The problem that I have with it is it's really, really easy to make completely unreadable code. And the reason that I think it's unreadable is, until now, in order to affect the value of a variable, you need a statement to make that happen. You can't just, like, in the middle of some math or function call or whatever, you can't just change the value of a variable. But with assignment expressions, you can embed them basically anywhere that you can put any other expression. And so as a side effect of doing something else, you can cause a variable to get assigned, which makes it really, like, it makes it a lot harder to follow code. And honestly, I think the main benefit to the walrus operator is for like code golf and obfuscation concepts. Concepts, is that the word? On a library maintained, it supports colon equals and less than greater than. You're just perpetuating code fetish culture. I do recognize that there are some situations where it does make code slightly more readable. Like, a very common pattern in code is to do like this is like a super common pattern in reading from like a socket or other stuff, where like initialize, condition, work, update. Like this is the pattern that you see in while loops all the time. But with walrus operator, you can do this, which is shorter code, and arguably like this is pretty readable, and like as long as you parenthesize this, which I think the parentheses are optional here, this is pretty reasonable and like probably not the worst here. But I think like this, like it's very clear what's happening here. Here, like you're starting to bend the mind a little bit and gotta think like, oh, while I'm evaluating this condition, I'm also reading and I'm also changing the value of x. And then I'm checking whether the value of x is not equal to the empty string. There's just a lot more cognitive overhead to reading this, whereas this you're like, oh, first I read, then I check that it's not equal. If it's not equal, I'll run the loop, I'll do the thing, then I'll reread. Like very linear, and like you don't jump around in the execution as much. So that's my main reason for it, and why I made this super memey Flake8 plugin called Flake8 Walrus, which has the rationale of lol. All it does is forbids assignment expressions. It's literally all it does. Nothing else, just forbid assignment expressions. But I did that for the lols. Oh, I don't have Twitter notifications. Oh. Yeah. This is a good story. So one of my coworkers on Twitter was like, what's the reason that arbitrary state can't be stored in a Kubernetes status? Blah, blah, blah. What? Why not? And I firmly believe this stance. Like, if you give people a place to store data, someone will find a way to abuse it in production. And my favorite, like, kind of story about this is in at my previous job at Yelp. What the fuck? Some spam count sent me a whisper. The report. Spam. Attempts to scam. Sure. Lock. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, at Yelp, there was a database that was implemented using DNS text records. Which, if you think about it for a second, you're like, wait, database, acid properties, right? You need to have atomic. DNS is not atomic. Actually, what's the rest of acid? I don't remember. Acid, DNS. Atomic, atomicity, consistency. DNS is eventually consistent, so it doesn't have consistency. Isolation. I forget what isolation is. Multiple transactions occur independently without interference. Well, there's no transactions, so it doesn't have isolation. Durability. The changes of a successful transaction occurs even if a system failure occurs. It might. I think DNS does actually have durability, so it might actually have one of the acid properties. But like, there was a database implemented using. The fuck did I do here? Oh, I clicked on analytics. But yeah, someone implemented a database using DNS text records, which was super awesome. Definitely recommend. Definitely a thing you should do. Your plugin is useful if you must maintain code, right? The endless server says, why does Python code get slower the longer it runs? I check the memory usage, but it does not grow with time. I constantly write the downloaded data in my database, so I don't have huge objects in memory. Any ideas? Well, it sounds like you've already explored my first guess, which is usually like memory leaks. Good question. I don't actually know the answer there. It could be that like you're dealing with a data structure that grows over time, and like you end up with a really inefficient algorithm that goes over it. But that seems kind of unlikely. I don't know. What if it's your computer or the operating system? So that's a good point. XD. Oh shit. User Twitch user, thanks for calling me out. Update my I'm a quality streamer. I remember how to update my status. Yeah, I forgot to do bang set today. Can't you use a memory inspector in Python? You could, but they're all kind of bad. Oh, pandas data frames. I don't know anything about pandas. It might be something where like their C extension does some nasty sadness stuff. I'm like really not a pandas person. I don't know the answer there. Running on 24 cores and 64 gigs of RAM. Yeah, that should be fine then. Theory. This bill suggests hitting issues and CPU throttling. That's possible. Is it on AWS? You could be hitting like IOPS limits, which change over time. C9C, hey, welcome back, friend. You remembered your username somehow. I don't particularly mind the Walrus operator, but in real-world projects with multiple people working on them, there can be a lot of value in being explicit and favoring simple language features over lesser-known ones, even if it means an extra line of code. For example, I often expand the ternary operator if and else. I do too. I actually think the ternary operator is kind of bad in Python. It's useful for like very, very obvious ternary, like check if it's none, be none, otherwise something. Like I think that's probably an okay usage of it. But yeah, the ternary operator I think is another place where you can kind of abuse that. And yes, hello. What the think so. It doesn't use that processor much. Only 10%. Is it maybe your data store that's getting slower over time? Like your insertions are piling up or something like that, and causing slower and slower. I mean, if that probably wouldn't happen. You would, in theory, have a sorted store. Although maybe if it's per transaction, you have to update an index. I guess it could pile up, but I don't know. Probably not that. It's just maybe another thing to think about there. But anyway, yeah, I don't really like the walrus operator, so I'm gonna avoid it as much as possible. See, Michaela, I was thinking ahead there on my bang still command. It grabs the current year, so I didn't have to update it. Were you trying to get an easy pull request in? I see you. I see you. Good thought, but I one step ahead of you there. Yeah, fixed a thing in Python, so that was kind of cool. I also noticed this while I was looking up the positional only arguments thing. There was another place where the implementer had forgotten a line of code, so I added a line of code. Got a couple changes in Python 3.9, which is pretty cool. I guess those will also end up in Python 3.8. Oh, this one was pretty cool. So in terminals, there's 256 colors, which actually, I have a demo for this. I was starting to look at syntax hiding for Babby, which we'll get to soon. I didn't implement it completely. Oh, did I forget to push this? No. Oh, maybe it's not here. I have a bunch of new features in my text editor, which we'll show soon. I'm actually it's getting close. It's getting to the point where I'm like pretty excited about it. But anyway, there's kind of three modes of syntax highlighting in terminals. There's 8 color mode, 256 color mode, and true color mode. 8 color mode uses, well, I guess it's 16 color mode, so you can do, let's see, seek, is it 30 to 48, somewhere around there? I don't remember the exact numbers, so we're going a little bit bigger. Place echo dash E. We'll put the number there. Yeah, so I got some of the colors. Where's the dull colors and the sharp colors? Anyway, this is 8 colors here. At 16 colors, there's another set of bright colors and dull colors. I don't remember how they work though. Maybe there's more here. Oh yeah, here's the bright colors. So these are the bright colors. These are the dull colors, and that's 16 color mode. Then there's 256 color mode, which uses this syntax here. And then there's true color, which uses this. So what I wanted to do is replicate the 256 colors in true color mode. So these are all the colors you can do in 256 colors. Well, I left out the first 16 colors because they weren't that interesting, but this is the 6x6x6 color wheel that you can generate. And this is me regenerating it, but as true color, so that I could build a table for that. But I learned that there's a little bit of tricky math that you can do with this itertools product here, and so I was able to replace this giant hard-coded table of hex codes, giant, really long table of hex codes with a little bit of math, just a little bit of math. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Clementino says, "Did you achieve your goals in 2019?" My only actual goal in 2019 was to run 2 miles a day, and I did achieve that goal. I guess I had some other goals, but I'm sad, so no. But yeah, I achieved my goal of doing 2 miles a day. Ended up doing 2.2-ish miles a day. This number's a little bit off because it doesn't include the first 11 days and the last 10 days. But I ran 750 miles in 2019. Despite slacking off a lot towards the beginning of the year. I can't do that this year because I'm running a marathon in March, so I gotta get going. I gotta run more. But towards the end of the year, I was averaging in this range. I was averaging 5 miles a day, which was a little bit nuts. I ran one time over break because it was warmer in Michigan than it was in San Mateo, which is pretty wild. But yeah, I did achieve that goal. C9C says, I'm gonna shorten my username down to something resembling C9 underscore underscore underscore. It's slow enough that people still recognize me the whole time. I've done one iteration so far, removing a couple characters. Thank you for damn. Getting sneaky there. I recognize the first couple bytes. I don't know if I could recognize much other than that. Colors aren't that interesting. I like the colors. Hey, what's up, Koenig? Welcome back. Marathon, yeah, it'll be... We'll see. XD says, do you run outside or treadmill? I run outside. I did a couple of miles of treadmill last year. I think I did like 6 miles of treadmill. But that was because I was in Florida and it was really fucking humid. And I was not about that humid run outside dealio. That was not my jam. I was not doing that. But yeah, I did run a little bit last on a treadmill, but I prefer outside. Although I like twisted my knee this morning, and I'm like super out of shape from the holiday. I gained like 6 pounds over the holidays, which makes sense. I think I already said this. I can't remember. I probably already said this, but yeah, lots of snacks, lots of beer, not much physical activity. Equals more lubs for me. But yeah, I implemented some other stuff for Py upgrade, which is my syntax upgrading tool, which we're going to use later today if we actually get to writing code today. But yeah, now it removes some unneeded imports, so it'll automatically remove these ones for you. This one is just standard lib, this one comes from 6, and this one gets added by Python Future, which in my opinion is kind of an evil library. But most of this patch was like generating the list of things to delete and then modifying the existing import removal code to do that, and then a few tests to make sure it still works. What's Python Future? It's a porting library like 6, but they make this really weird, annoying They make this really annoying decision about how they package their library that breaks a lot of stuff in subtle ways. Yeah, so the big one is they expose all of the Python 3 modules as in Python 2. You pip install this library and suddenly you can import all the Python 3 names. Which... the number of fucking hours of like sleep and sanity that I lost at Yelp dealing with fucking bugs from this goddamn library are just too many. But anyway, like, it causes subtle bugs and a bunch of stuff. The biggest stuff, or the biggest like problem that it causes bugs with is they backport, no, not that one. Yeah, they backport, they create this new dict, new bytes, new int, new list types, which are analogs of the Python 3 type. So like new bytes acts like a binary type and is incompatible with the string type. But the problem is these types leak out of your modules. Like any function you call or like any module you interface with, you pass these along if you're not careful. And so the number of like production crippling bugs where it's like, Newster, it's not JSON serializable, and it's just like, no! Everything that I've worked for has been fucked by this library. But yeah, these types are the bane of my existence. But anyway, Python Future injects them and like makes them look like Python 3, which is all great, like great and dandy if you're maybe dealing with like a one module file. But we're in a code base with 3 million lines of code, and who fucking knows where all of your data is gonna flow. It's not all that maintainable. And for a while it broke virtualenv. Like virtualenv was unusable if you had this module installed. errors. Just sadness. But anyway, one of their patterns is at the top of your file you do from built-ins import star. And it splats all of these types over the Python 2 built-ins, so you get a different implementation of char. You get a different care. Well, I can pronounce that chair. You get a different implementation of bytes. You get a different implementation of stir, which has the Python 3 semantics, which in theory sounds like a good thing, but in practice, oh my god, it's awful. But now PyUpgrade, well, actually I have to do a release. Maybe I'll do that later too. But PyUpgrade will fix these automatically and delete those imports in the py3 plus mode. I also did the same patch to reorder Python imports. Actually, I did this patch first. I did this all in the airplane and then committed it afterwards. So technically I didn't do this on break. I did it coming back from break. But this is the same list here. But yeah, that was not so bad. Oh, I added more. So PyUpgrade can also remove if Python 3 and if Python 2 branches, and so this will clean up more of them. Handle just added some more cases. I also did that here, so there's a couple more cases that get handled. Oh, lost one. Add exclusion for extended Unicode escapes. Oh, this was this morning. Turns out there was a bug where PyUpgrade was rewriting this incorrectly, because just oversight, forgot about named Unicode escapes, which were a new feature I think in Python 3.4, maybe 3.5. I don't know, one of those versions added this cool feature, which arguably, like, I think it's great, because, like, I don't even remember. Well, if I'm gonna do a New Year's resolution, I don't do New Year's resolutions. That's not my jam. In fact, I made a tweet about this, and this is a thing that I like firmly stand behind. Where is it? Here you go. What's your resolution? Look, if I wanted to do something, I'd already be doing it. And I firmly believe this. Like, I think New Year's resolutions are kind of bullshit. And like, if you want to make a change in your life, it can't be something that you're just like gonna do to do it. It has to be an actual lifestyle change. Like, I think diets are kind of a bad idea. Like, if you want to actually lose weight and keep your weight off, you need to like change your eating habits, and that doesn't happen overnight. And like, the best way to make that happen is do it gradually. So like, slowly take things out of your diet and slowly like add in healthier alternatives, and like get yourself to the point where like you're no longer eating the crappy food and you're always eating the good food. Or like, if exercise is one of your goals, like, don't start by like going to the gym for many hours on a day. That's completely unsustainable. Like, one easy way to start, like, this is like how I started. Well, I'm a little bit hypocritical here because I haven't continued it, but there's one year where I was like, I think I should do crunches more because like that's good for my health. So I started with like, oh, I'm gonna do 5 crunches on the first day, and then the next day I'm gonna do 6 crunches, and like I was able to build that up, and to the point where like I wasn't tired from doing crunches, so I just like kept doing them until I was like, yeah, this is boring, I'll stop. Knowledge says, oh, by the way, I'm halfway through the Stack Overflow Fanatic badge. What is the Fanatic badge? Is that the visit every day for 100 days in a row? I think I have that badge, and I think I remember it being really hard to get the like badges. I'm so close to getting the Python badge. I need to answer 3 more questions in Python. Badges. Fanatic. Do I not have it? Oh, I do have it right here. Visit the site each day for 100 consecutive days. I'm surprised I only got this in 2017. Also, I got it at like 7 UTC. Woke up bright and early to get that badge. Because I do usually visit it every day. But I don't know. It's a pain. I've missed it a few times. Yeah, visiting Stack Overflow every day. That's a resolution that I can get behind. But yeah, you gotta like slowly build up your lifestyle change, then keep it maintainable. One time I asked a question on Stack Overflow and I got downvoted and shit talked for being dumb. That's why I hate Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is pretty garbage. I don't blame you at all. Even some of the stuff that I post, it's like very well thought out, and I put like fucking hours into it. Like, here's my most recent post. This is about a thing that I'm trying to implement for my text editor. Questions, activity, this one. Yeah, it has a positive upvote, but I was like, I'm working on this. I have this demo, and this demo is like runnable. So, like, I made sure to like have a nice little demo here, so I can like, you know, take some output, give someone something they can run. Like, oh cool, like I even implemented like proper arrow key handling. I was like, I'm gonna go the 9 miles here. But the problem here is if you highlight this line and you try and look for the trailing white space here, you can see I can highlight this, but then it highlights the rest of the line. There's no white space here. But if you go over here and like arrow key a bit around in here, now when I go to highlight this, there's white space here. So in theory, there should be a way to consistently render this. And so that's what my question is about. But some dude was like, you can't do this, it's terminal dependent. I was like, bro, you didn't even try to answer the question. And a bunch of people downvoted. Didn't really explain why, but they were just like, no, fuck you. But whatever. That's Stack Overflow. Love it. Love it, hate it, love it, hate it. But I did kind of figure out a hack that makes this work, and I don't know why it works. But if I give this the protect attribute here, which I don't know what that means, and the docs are really unclear what it means. If I do that, now the white space is there. Oh, now there's more white space than I expected. Okay, never mind. That does not do what I wanted it to do. Wait, really? Wait, how did I do this? I swore... oh, I remember. I think it was this. Where to EOL. Work? Nope. Oh. I don't know. There was some way that I had figured out how to make it work. Oh, this has LJust. Right. We get rid of that. Right now. Yeah, so that line doesn't have trailing white space, but this one does now. So, I don't know, that's one hack. But I think it's not actually going to matter in the end because I'm going to use red space highlighting so you can know when you have trailing white space. But anyway, that was one of the questions that I asked. Didn't get a great answer there. Stack Overflow is really great if you find the question with an answer. Anything else is risky. Yeah, sometimes you get outdated garbage. Sometimes you get just like stuff that's just completely fucking wrong, or people that are just like incorrect. Stack Overflow. Hit protect, but it also bug. right one? Are you still at the monofile stage? Yes, we'll actually get to my Babby changes pretty soon. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on there. Hey, what's up, Mr. Metabytes? Hello, hello. But let's see. We're almost done, so fix that, and this last little change is not that interesting. There's these 3 new functions in 6, and PyUpgrade will not rewrite them. Oh, I made a really cheeky change to my dot files, which happened in clean full. What did I change in git config? Oh, yeah. Now when I type git status, it doesn't show hints here anymore. But I made a cheeky change to my bash RC. Yeah, I can show it here. So before, if I typed a command that wasn't found, so it's like nodem, for instance, you'd get this like command not found here. But now if there's a VM directory, and inside that VM directory it notices one of the things here, it prints this little thing before, you forgot to activate your VM, I got you, and then just runs it. So it's a little tricky. I'm not sure if I like the idea. I'm not sure if I like the idea yet. But this is how it works. It checks if that file is executable, and if it is, it prints this little "I got you" message, and then grabs the executable, deletes the first argument, and then runs it, prints the exit code. And it still works for actual command not found. But I thought it was pretty cheeky, and it works really well, and I think it's gonna save me some time, but also, like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna cause some questions on stream where people are gonna be like, what the fuck just happened? How did that work? Why did your thing print "I got you"? The terminal has become sentient. It is talking to me now. I need to create one of those. But yeah, I was pretty I'm a little bit terrified that this is possible, but at the same time it's also kind of cool. I'm okay with that. I never know what's happening. It'll be the same to me. Oof. That's my fear, though, is like that it's slightly too magical. Also, I was trying to think of ways that it's a security problem, but I think it's completely fine because it's a very specific path. I don't know. Oh man, this is really old, Babby. Okay, so this is where we need to look further from. But yeah, I made 2,003 insertions and 852 deletions since last time, so I wrote quite a bit of code since last time. Oh, there's some really cool shit. We'll get to that in a second. There's one thing that I'm like really excited about with my changes over break. Twitch keeps freezing so much. Oh, that sucks. Let's see. Git log one line. This. To head. I have you on 480p and speed tests also have 100 megabits per second download. That seems not good. Okay, so these are all the changes I did to Babby. Honestly, most of my break was spent working on Babby, which couldn't have been happier. I really love this stupid little project. It's pretty fun. I really like it, and it's getting very close to being completely usable, which I'm so excited about. Yeah, so one of the things that I implemented was Control O now works like Nano. So if you do Control O, it'll ask you... Oh, that's a tiny micro bug. A good thing I'm showing you guys this, I guess. Puts insertion character at beginning. Should be the end. Maybe we'll fix that. Okay, so I implemented Control O, which prompts you for the file name before saving. That just makes it the same as Nano. Implemented save on exit. So if you modify a file and then you exit, it'll ask you whether you want to save it or not. So you can say yes or no. If you say no, it just doesn't save it. If I say yes, it will prompt for the file name. This is the same bug as that other one, so I don't need to document it again. But now you can see it modified there. Hey, what's up, TX Texas Tycoon? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, implemented those two features. Is this your connections? Well, for me, I'm not dropping frames, so it's probably your end, I think. You can't underline text on a terminal. You can. Actually, that was one of the things that I experimented with, but then I figured out I didn't really like it. I wanted to... I'll show you what it looks like. I wanted to underline the text in the header, so that this is what the header looks like, but I didn't really like it. It's kind of good, and it makes it so that when you highlight everything, you can tell what's the top and what's not, and like there's a really good differentiator there. But I don't know. Something about this I just don't really like. I can't quite put my finger on it. But you can underline in the terminal. But yeah, I did experiment with that actually. So I thought it might be a little bit easier to read. A better way to show the hotkeys. True. True. That's nano. Yeah, it would be a better way to show these. It's a good talk. I'll think some more about that. It's a good recommendation. Underline choices in quick prompt. It's gonna be a lot more complicated than that, but we'll see how it does it. That's how Windows does it. Yes. Oh, I know it's me. I've been having trouble with it all day. Oh, that's unfortunate. The online server says, "Is it bad practice to use my fun? Use from my fun import fun1 to fun2 fun3?" No, that's fine. I do all of my imports on separate lines, just for maintainability reasons. And you can read more about that at my import sorter, reorder Python imports. It's mostly around like merge conflicts and maintainability. That's why I prefer one import per line, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. It's slightly less performant to do this by a couple of nanoseconds, but who fucking cares? It's nanoseconds. Add test for quick prompt resize without callback. What? Oh, I forgot a test. Okay, yeah. Implement Control K in command mode. So command mode, which is this here, you can now Control K, which will delete the rest of the text. This is just like one of the keyboard shortcuts that terminals have. So implemented that. Move some of the keyboard shortcuts into screen. That's internal rewrite. So there is one part of the code that's a lot more readable now. So do you guys remember that giant if statement chunk in this edit function? It's all gone! No more if statements! Well, there's still 4 of them, but it's a lot simpler now. There's not so much of this if going on. And the way I did that was I combined them all into this map here. So this map handles the key dispatch, which is pretty good. Actually, there's 3 of them now. So this is the file dispatch. This is the file dispatch. Right. This is screen dispatch, this is prompt dispatch, and this is file dispatch. So I got rid of all the if statements. It's no more if statements. It's pretty nice now. We're part of the anti-if campaign now. How many years until you can just upload your consciousness to GitHub? Are you implying that mine's not already there? That moment when your file has more imports than code, right? Hopefully before I die, right, XD? Right? Insert the anti-if website, right? No if, only else. Oh man, that's one of my favorite like silly images. No fetch, only throw. Says throw. Oh, no take, only throw. I'm glad Google knew what I meant. Yeah, I really like this. I say this out loud all the time. People are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But you guys get me, right? You understand. Guys did that. Reorganize things. Reorganize some more. Reorganize some more. Oh, control left and control right. I guess I already showed that, but I didn't mean to show it. So if you have prompt with a bunch of words, you can now use control right and control left to jump by word. We implemented that for the file on stream a while ago, but this is new for that stuff. rename cursor Y to Y, not really interesting. Slightly simplify, also not interesting. This one is an internal refactor. Before I was using both key codes and key names, so now I just use key names everywhere. Simplified some code. Fix highlighting replacement on one tall screen. I think this was a crash that it fixed. Yeah, this was a crash. This add stir call used to crash. In fact, if I check out this version before this version. Tmux. Like a really long line. That's the problem with this one. So if it highlights that line, and then we do Tmux. Tmux split pane. Horizontal split? No. Vertical split? No. Horizontal split, right? Tmix, right. Oh, I wanted vertical split. Damn it. Dash V. Yeah, so that caused this crash. So I fixed that crash. So fixed crash. Simplify, replace highlighting routine. Not important. Implement cut/uncut without priv key. Ah, this one was a good refactor. So I used to have this annoying state in the text editor where I kept what the fuck? Oh yeah, here we go. I kept this like previous key around and like needed to like maintain a bunch of state for this. And like kind of had this gross thing at the end of my loop and at the beginning of my loop which set this value. But I figured out a way to just like not need this at all, just look at the previous undo and redo action, and that allowed me to remove this out. Knowledge says, I wish my doggo played fetch, right? Do you know where the bash command.found handler is? Yeah, the default one is in etc bash.bashrc. I think, yeah. So here's where Debian sets it, for instance. It just sets this function here. But you can override this function to whatever you want it to be. It also tries to find... Oh no, there isn't a user override here. Also, the indentation here is all sorts of fucked up. What is going on here? Is it because it's tabs? Oh, it's because it's tabs. Half of these are tabs, half of these are spaces. They use 8 space tabs like heathens. XD says, is there anything you have in mind to work on after this editor? Yes, I'm going to be working on a CI solution, which is a little bit ambitious. And I wanted to start working on it over break, but I didn't get it done. The idea is to make pre-commit a CI system and like have a bunch of cool features with it and basically make it really easy to set up and integrate with GitHub and other stuff like that. But I mostly just did a bunch of planning for it and didn't actually get it working. Hoping to make it like kind of a mini startup, maybe make some money off of it. I think I could get enterprise software to pay for it. And I think I can design it so it's cheap enough to run. What's CI? Continuous integration. So like Travis or Azure Pipelines or GitHub Actions kind of deal. Like things that run your tests and validate your code. I want to do something like that. But no, it's gonna be a lot of work. Hopefully I'll be able to do it on stream, so it'll be, you guys will see me build it from scratch, which will be cool. Yeah, implement without prev key, compute modified state automatically. Oh, this one was another good refactor where I had this Boolean, then I basically had this self.modified equals true all sorts of places in my code. And it was really hard to remember to do it correctly, and honestly there were a bunch of bugs where modified was not being set properly. But it turns out I already knew whether something was modified because yeah, because I knew whether it had modifications or not. So I just reused this to set that value. Mindful Fox, how's it going? Right? New year, who dis? It's 2020. I gotta stop making 2019 jokes. who dis Babby up here, right? Yeah, computed modification state, which is pretty cool. But the real big change that I did over break is you can now select code. It's like visual mode in Vim. Look at this shit. You can select code. Wow. And you can change the selection. So, do you have modal editing? Fuck yeah, I have modal editing. Look at this shit. So modal. Look at this. You can even open the command thing while you can't re-escape. Look at this. So cool. Highlighting so good. It's insert here. We have a command for that now, Edge. Still not using them. But anyway, implemented this. This was pretty cool. The first iteration of this, let's see if we can get this to line up properly. The first version of this just has cut and uncut support, so you can delete this text and then you can undelete it. You can also undo and redo that, so that works pretty well. Damn it, Michaela! Yes, that thing still works. Still works. I haven't fixed it yet. Are you using Babby full-time now? Almost. We're so close. I'm gonna be doing... It was an accident. Okay, I believe it. Oh yeah, officer, my dick just fell into her. I promise. Totally an accident. But no, I'm not using Babby full time yet, but getting pretty close. We're gonna implement syntax highlighting, and then I'll be using it full time. It'll be great. I met the Circle CI founder Paul at Strangeloop. He's making Darklang now. Oh, Darklang sounds cool. I was looking at it and it seems kind of interesting. One of the Darklang devs told me Circle CI was really janky in the beginning. I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, it was really janky when I tried to use it. Wait, what? Was that coming from experience? No. No, it was just a really, really bad joke. Emo-lang, right? The only program in Darklang. It's the only programming language that really understands me. Really just gets my soul, you know? Not that yours will be janky. It'll start janky. It'll be real gross from the start, but I'm hoping that it'll eventually be good. We'll see. My exit strategy is get bought out by somebody. That's the plan. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. Like, why is the O a different color? Because it's highlighted. Of course. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Now we're going for Michael Fox. Some Linkin Park up in here. Knowledge says, but what about I, Anthony, is cool, escape, BCW lame, escape, escape P, yeah, right. No, we don't have all those Vim shenanigans here, not yet. The Darklang launch at Strangeloop was all shiny setting. Oh, interesting. I've mostly just read about it on the intertubes. But yeah, selection, that was one of the things that I did. Yeah, shift plus movement equals selection. Make control backspace the same as backspace. This is just so that you can do like a bunch of keyboard shortcuts and then also just type control backspace. But I found a bug. If you do alt backspace... Oh, what? Did I fix it? Maybe it's control alt backspace? Wait a minute. Oh well, it's still busted because it's interpreting it as escape. Oh, I remember what it was. My little key detector thing, where if you type keys, it'll tell you what they are. Alt backspace crashes that. Because I didn't think about it. But it sends completely the wrong character code to Babby right now, so I need to fix that. It's busted. But control backspace at least works. Make selection text render like visual mode of Vim. Yeah, we already talked about that. Oh, indent and dedent. This is one of the features that I needed before I can really use Babby. So now you can indent and dedent code. So that works with selections. It also works if you don't select code. So you can indent and dedent, and if you indent in the middle of the line, it still works. You can't dedent in the middle of the line, but that's just how Nano works. Also, it knows to indent the right number of spaces here. It's a little bit of modular arithmetic. Minor change to quick prompt. What's this? We're almost 2 hours in and I haven't written any code yet. Oh yeah, that was just a quick thing. Use A_dim when highlighting. Oh yeah, we already did that. Add :sort command. Oh, this one's cool. This one's really cool. This is where we've already implemented more features than Nano has. So now you can highlight stuff and sort it. Oh look, I just sorted my imports. Fucking sick. You can also sort the whole file, but like, cool, I just made a bunch of white space at the top, and here's all of my lines of code in order. Look at all these selfs by themselves. I like how it's sorted by like indentation level. And there's just this lone curly brace at the end. Or sad curly brace. But yeah, pretty cool about that. Pretty excited about that. Unindent or dedent? I called it dedent, I think. But unindent, same thing. Did you make up the word? I don't think I did. I make up a lot of words. So... oh no, is it a real word that means something else? Third person singular, simple peasant dedents. To remove a dent or dents. Yeah, there's an npm package for it. That means it's real, right? Right? Where's the int code functionality? Yeah, we're gonna have some int code directly in the I was gonna say in the browser because I'm thinking like all those stupid JavaScript memes. Sort Babby and save it as a different name and see if Sort Babby runs. It does not run. I can guarantee you it does not run. But we can do that. Sort, and then we can write it to a file called Babby py3. Oh fuck. Well, that's another thing to add to the to-do. Saving different file name. Problem. Okay, well, turns out we can't do that. We can just save it to the same file name, though. Look, I fucked up Babby. But it'll be like syntax error on line 100 or something. 247. Unexpected indents. You did help find a bug. Thank you, Michaela. But anyway. Big brain bugs right there. Let's see, implemented the sort name, fixed a typo. Oh, this one is fucking sick. Do you guys remember how long the tests used to take? They'd be like 2 seconds each. Not tmux. Look at how fast my test suite is now. Boom! Less than 2 seconds to run the entire test suite. Super fast. It's because they're fake. This is what the old test suite looks like. This is what it takes. On my fast computer, this is about 2 minutes ish. On my laptop, it's 6 minutes. It's really fucking slow. But the way that it works is actually a little bit too clever. So I have this PyTest fixture which has 2 different ways to run the tests. One of them is with tmux, and one of them is run fake. And run fake is a context manager for no reason. It's just because this is a context manager, so I had to make them the same. It starts this deferred runner thing. And the way deferred runner works is it keeps track of all of the operations that happen on it in this ops thing. And operations are just callables that take a screen and do something with it. Okay, so it takes a minute. So the improvement's not that significant on this computer. But on my other computer, oh boy, it's so much faster. Let's see, Knowledge says, that face when you find out Ubuntu is not found handlers in Python. Yeah, doesn't surprise. Yoav says, hello from the other side of the night. How are you? I'm doing fine. Welcome, Yoav. It's good to see you again. An entire sleeve says, alright, let's see this nano magic. Right? It's happening. We're making it happen. We're also working on Babby, which is my text editor, but we'll get back to it. XD says, why does VS Code crash when I close the terminal? It happens every time. Probably, just guessing, it's because you're running this code dot. Oh wait, that didn't work. That worked fine. That backgrounded. Never mind, I don't know. It does it right. The knowledge says, so if I see from future import, that means it's had an auto 2.7 to 3 converter? Not always. You can write those imports out manually. In fact, I write them out manually a lot of times. But it does mean that it probably still supports Python 2. Unless it's from future import annotations, which is the thing. But anyway, the way the deferred runner works is it basically the way these tests are written. Sure, this one. That one's too long to explain. There's this context manager which produces this H object, and this is kind of like the runner thing. And you interact with it by saying, like, you press the down key, you press the up key, you wait for the cursor position to get here. But the way this deferred runner works is all of these do nothing. They just record what it's going to do, and then when this exits, it runs this await exit thing down at the bottom. And what await exit does is it monkey patches cursors and then calls Babby inline. And then I've implemented all of cursors in pure Python because lols. Because why not? And so this curses patch and this curses screen thing, basically I have a data structure that represents the screen and memory, and it just like manipulates it and works pretty well. But I can show you what it looks like when it fails too, so you can kind of see like it does actually render out the it actually does render out the backing curses window, so you can see like we ran a move command, then we rendered this output. So this is what it this is the first render of the screen. Then we pushed some keys, we moved, see, 258 is one of the arrow keys. This is, fuck, I don't know, page up, page down, something like that. But anyway, we move around, you can see here's another render of the screen, here's another render of the screen. So it is actually almost working like a true curses implementation, but it's all faked in memory to make it go really fast. That was the thing. I spent a whole like I was falling asleep in bed and I'm like, what if I implemented curses instead of tmux? Everything would be fast. And then I like couldn't sleep because I was thinking about this idea, and I was like, I need to make this happen. So I woke up in the didn't wake up in the middle of the night. I sat up in the middle of the night, started hacking this out, and like got to a point where I could had a proof of concept of making it work, and then I went to sleep and I was like, An entire sleeve says, isn't there already a set of Python bindings for curses? Yes, there is, and that's what I'm using. So the way my text editor works, this is Babby. This is my text editor. It is using the Python curses binding, so you can see here's the import of curses here. So it is using curses, but here I'm talking about the tests of Babby. I want to validate that it still works correctly, and actually I have 100% test coverage. I did re-implement curses. I did. But just for my test suite. So it's a little bit crazy. But yeah, I implemented not all of curses, just enough of curses to make my test suite work. It's actually not that complicated. So here's what I implemented of the curses screen. So keypad I just ignore. Add stir and insert stir are the string writing code. Move, which moves the cursor. Get WCH, this is the keyboard input. This is the actual thinking bit where all the assertions happen. I stubbed these two functions out because I don't actually care about them yet. I will care about this when I implement and try and test syntacsality, but I haven't got there yet. But where's the rest of it? Yeah, here's the actual like clever bits of the curses stuff. So it's actually not that complicated. It's I keep track of the width and the height, and I have a list of the strings that represent the screen and X and Y for the position. And that's about it. And then add stir and insert stir, just like put strings into there, and it works. But it's like, oh, this part is probably the jankiest part, where I have to like deal with all of the keyboard shortcut translations. This was the part that took the longest, was translating all of these. But yeah, it works. Is it a good idea? Maybe. Am I really fucking proud of it? Yes. Does it save it? It saved so much time on my crappy laptop, because I was like, the other thing is like my laptop is so slow that some of the tests flake because it just like can't run things fast enough. So like things would time out and it'd be like really annoying. So I wanted to like run the whole test suite. It'd be like, wait 6 minutes, ah shit, one failed. Run it again, wait 6 minutes, ah shit, one of them failed. Like to get a full passing test run, I had to wait wait a long time. But now it takes 2 seconds on that laptop and takes 2 seconds here, so it's pretty swick, pretty sweet. Oh, where'd my get log tab go? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so super. I'm really like, this is probably one of the coolest things that I was pretty happy about here. Oh, I added a new performance logging thing so we can see how slow Babby is. Run your tests on the cloud feels good, man. Isn't that what CI is for? Yeah, but I'm also pushing directly to master. So I kind of want to keep my master green. I guess I could use pull request workflow, but I can't be arsed. So I did this new perf log thing. So it basically profiles when you press like arrow keys and stuff. And you can see like this will be faster, and we'll look at this when we look at the actual log. But we can just quit. And it records the microseconds for each event. So you can see like these ones which are triggering like full screen paints are kind of slow right now, and I'll probably need to improve these, but this is in microseconds, so this is for 4 milliseconds for the first paint is actually not that bad. We're talking about like 2 milliseconds for these key presses. But you can see here where it's doing much less work. We're down to like 35 microseconds per event loop, so it's a lot quicker to do this stuff here. But yeah, so I need to like, I'll eventually optimize the main routine so it's doing a lot less work in each cycle. Right now in Babby, any key press that I make, it does a full repaint of the whole screen, which is super inefficient. but I'll improve that eventually. So that's what this like slower time is up here. Eventually it should get down to times that are similar to this. If I optimize it. If I need to optimize it, we'll see when I do syntax highlighting. I expect syntax highlighting to be kind of expensive, so that might actually make it so I have to end up doing that. And then the last one was just like a minor fix in reverse search. Not actually that interesting. Let's see if we can show it. If we go to do a search and then we reverse search, yeah, so before when I did like a search here, instead of matching the position in this string where it matched, it would always stick the cursor at the end, which was a problem, but I ended up fixing that. But anyway, those are all the changes that I made to Babby over break. And I think that's most of the patches that I did. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Probably not. Oh yeah, these ones which I want to merge. Oh, I made another patch to add another curses function to Python. That's about it. Okay, so we can actually write code now. Oh, I also announced the deprecation of Python 2 and Python 3.5 in pre-commit. And I'm working on the first major breaking change of Python pre-commit, which is what this will be involved with. So there's 3 main changes. One of them is dropping old Python versions, which is what we're about to do on stream. It'll be super exciting. Removing the py3 language. This one's outdated and has a replacement that's more portable. Been deprecated for almost 2 years. And removing this argument, which did nothing. It's been deprecated for almost 3 years. Wow. And then I didn't deprecate these 2 things. But basically, I'm going to drop Python 2. I'm going to do Python 3.6 only. This means I can use type annotations and all sorts of awesome stuff, which I've been dreaming of this day for so long, and it's finally here. That's what we're gonna work on now. Should I do it with Babby? I'll probably do it with Babby. rmt.py. What's t2.py? Part of my circular import demo. Hold on though. You said you use the existing curses bindings and you re-implemented curses. That's confusing to me. Sure. So I'm using curses. So this tool, the actual functionality. So babby.py, which is the actual text editor portion. It does all of its rendering using curses. But I wanted a way. So there's the old way that I tested stuff is. It uses this library called, I can never pronounce it, Hecate? But the way Hecate works is it spins up tmux in the background, so it basically does something like this. So it runs tmux, and then runs Babby, and then, actually I should have shown you. So realistically what Python could do is only start the tmux process, but then in another thread or whatever, you can run tmux send keys. So let's say we did Babby, and then tmux send keys, enter. You open Babby there. Hello world. Type that out. Well, I forgot a quote, so didn't type space. And you can use tmux capture pane -p-t0. You can see like. This allows me to grab the contents of this, and it basically allows me to like control a backgrounded tmux as it's actually using the text editor, and then I can make assertions based on this. Oh lol, that's gonna be slow. It's not super slow. It is pretty slow though. Like it's not milliseconds per test. It's now multiple seconds per test. But you can see like. If we run the tmux version of these tests, you can see like kind of how slow they go. Oh, I forgot to fix that one. Or I forgot to unbreak it. If we run the tmux versions of these tests, you can see like it's not the slowest thing ever, but it's also not the fastest thing ever. So like to run 24 tests, it's taking 7 seconds. On my other laptop, that would have taken like 60 seconds to run, just because it's a lot slower. On my other laptop, this is a desktop. That's my laptop. But yeah, it's kind of slow. So I wanted a way to emulate curses, but not actually use curses, because you can't really run assertions on curses that easily. Or at least not in the way that I wanted to. Like I wanted to be like, press this key, then check what the text is on the screen, which is what my tests were currently doing with tmux. So what I did is I wrote a thing that monkey patches curses out. So there's this, where is it? Deferred runner. So So we patch out curses, which just basically takes all of these fake functions that I've implemented and mocks them onto curses. What's a monkey patch? It means like you... The like easiest explanation is you take a function and you replace it with an implementation of your own function. So like you can make lister do whatever you want by just doing os.lister equals some other function. That's a monkey patch. I don't know why it's called monkey patching. I hope it's not racist. That would be shitty. But yeah, it's what's common in Ruby for like everything, and a lot of Python testing is unfortunately based around monkey patching, where like you change how a function runs to always give a constant value, or like avoid the network, or like in this case avoid drawing a screen. And so what I do here is I monkey patch out curses, then I call my actual code with the command, and one of the parts of monkey patching out curses is I monkey patch out the key retrieval function. And at this point, I run all of the assertions before that key press should have happened, and then I produce that key. And so it allows me to kind of build a coroutine where I bounce back and forth between like retrieving a key, run the code, run assertions, retrieve the key, run the code, and kind of bounce back and forth. So if we look at how these tests actually run, all of these operations here don't actually do anything until this context manager exits. And that's when it actually runs all of the assertions and all of these key presses. It's kind of clever here. When you say monkey patch, that's just mock.patch. Yeah, here I'm using mock.patch. In PyTest, there's also a built-in fixture called, like, actually called monkey patch, but I prefer mock.patch because it's a little bit more battle tested. But yeah, mock.patch is what's doing the monkey patching here. In this case, I'm taking every attribute of curses, so we're looking through each attribute in curses, and we're replacing it with either curses underscore that function, so like in this case, curses end when, or curses init skr. But if that function doesn't exist, we just replace it with this non-implemented function, so we get a nice error when it fails. And then I patch out all of those functions on curses. This is basically to avoid running a real curses implementation. But yeah, and then this code here basically implements a skeleton of curses that was enough to make my test suite pass, and that's all I really cared about. I might package it up into a library because honestly, it's kind of useful. It's kind of cool. I don't know. The code's interesting. And then like this same interface that this deferred runner implements is the same one that the tmux runner implements as well. So I can use this same code and parameterize this fixture so that it runs both versions. But it's really cool. I'm super stoked about it. Also like a little sad that I lost some sleep because I was like, I can't sleep. Must write this cool code. But I don't know. I think it's cool. All right, let's do this. Alias nano equals workspace. Workspace babby VM bin babby. So now if I type nano, we'll get babby. Oh, I need to do that in the other tab as well. Okay, we're gonna be doing some babby full time here. One of the unfortunate things is it doesn't have linting, so that'll be a thing. I haven't implemented that yet. Really, Anthony? You haven't implemented linting? What is wrong with you? I know. So the first thing that we're gonna do is upgrade all the pre-commit hooks. Because we're running old versions of a lot of stuff. So let's do that to start with. But then I'll hopefully be able to show the power of Pi upgrade. How kind of cool it is. Oh, pre-commit installs pre-commit as a pre-commit hook. I'm so meta, even this acronym. Snake patching, right, Juan? Yeah, it's fair. Fair, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay, cool. Things still pass. Oh, one other. Oh, I already showed this earlier. One of the new features of pre-commit. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh. Yeah, actually, I did want to do that, but I didn't expect it to run auto-update again. Yeah, one of the new features of pre-commit verbose is it now prints out the duration, so you can see that, holy fuck, AutoPep8, why are you so slow? This one's kind of slow. I guess it kind of makes sense. It has to do a lot of backtracking, which is unfortunate, but yeah, whatever. I could probably, if I wanted to micro-optimize it, I could make it not backtrack, but... An entire sleeve says, oh snap, I need that duration. Yeah, it's pretty good. No aggregate? No, I don't want to change the total output. There's currently no, like, post text. I guess there is if you run a show diff on failure. Has that shipped? Yes. It is in version 1.21.0. Which is the one I released over the holidays. But yeah, you could get time, pre-commit, run. Yeah, Twitch's backticks are all fucked up. I don't know, like, if your font's the same as mine, it's like all sorts of jank. Yeah, like there's a backtick here, but you can't see it. Which is just obnoxious. Yeah, that really... One of the things that bothers me about Twitch. Oh, and you can see all... Look at all that multiprocessing going on here. 7 seconds total, but 21 seconds if you include the multiprocessing. But yeah. So I think the first thing we'll start with... I don't have that hook installed. We're gonna add another hook here. I don't remember the version, so we'll just run auto update. Setup config format. One 1.6.0. This should update that. Right? The backticks are so fucked up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We need to launch a competing streaming platform for programming. I don't know if that would take off. Also, streaming is so expensive. Sending video is just madness. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of these twos. The easiest way that I know of doing that is changing this here, I think. This should reformat it for me. Oh no, it just put it back. Maybe I need to... Fuck, what is... I don't remember how my own tool works. Don't mind me. I think I need to do this. The problem is, if I remember right, do it? Oh, for fuck's sake. Fine, I'll just do it manually. Here I was trying to be cheeky and show you my cool rewriting tool, but I don't even remember how the damn thing works. Hey, there we go. Python 3 only. Python 3 only. So, which means I can remove this. And we'll get rid of 6 eventually. Oh, is that Babby? It is Babby, I didn't even notice. Oh, that's cool. That seems broken. Is that how Nano works? Oh, it is. Okay. Anyway, reason my text editor. It's happening. One says I implemented 6 web scrapers in my Python. Oh yeah, I saw you have a ton of scrapers. I don't suppose you ever used a YAML lint hook. I have. Well, I use check YAML, which is just YAML correctness. I disagree with a lot of the things that YAML lint suggests, so I don't use it. Like, because it suggests doing this and like 2 space indents and like all sorts of other shit. And like, fuck that noise. Not my jam. Yeah, check YAML is a validator, not a linter. You're right. You're right. It's cheaper than it used to be, but when every service you use to transfer streaming video has a stake in their own streaming service, it's not exactly going to be helpful. Yeah, that's true. Plus, you end up with net neutrality, dealios, and all sorts of shenanigans. But yeah, I don't use YAML lint. I don't like what it says. But yeah, so one of the other things that we're gonna do here is we're gonna enable the py3 6 plus mode. Plus, and we're gonna do that here as well. Although I think this is just py3 plus. We can also get a language version. And we also do that here. Enable all of the plus the go real Python bigs modes, and this should do a bunch of rewrites in theory. YAML ops, right? Yeah, look at all that. Look at all this rewriting that it did. Oh. Did I think about this? What did you rewrite in here? Oh, it got rid of the future import. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at these sweet, glorious F strings. So good. But anyway, let's look at the diff of what my tools did automatically. So got rid of a bunch of future imports. Oh, I don't have to inherit from object anymore. Praise be. This one added a trailing comma there, but where's the start of that comma? 202. Oh yeah, there's a star. You can't have trailing commas and star args. So those got added there. And here as well. Cool, cool. Windows error is an aliased OS error. Oh, sweet, glorious F strings. So good. Google the YAML. Oh, you can put links in the chat. Don't worry about it. NoYAML.com. Oh, I've seen this before. Nobody wants to write YAML. Yeah, YAML is great. I don't like YAML. If I go back in time and redesign how I did pre-commit, I would pick a different config format and probably never have written it because I don't know. TOML kind of sucks. Oh, oops. Sweet, sweet F strings. So good. So very good. Yum. Oh, look at this rewrite. I forgot about that one. Huh. But yeah, a lot of F-string rewrites. io.open here. But eventually we'll be adding some type annotations, which will be pretty cool. Oh, and these future imports, I don't need them anymore. Sure. I think I can kill this code, in theory, once I write some type annotations. It's the decade of the F strings, right? It converted your format calls to F strings because you took old Python versions out of the build config. Kind of. I have this tool that I wrote called py3, and I passed the py3 6 plus argument to it, and so it knows to automatically rewrite these for me. Yeah, just one of the things that py3 does. Also, I passed py3 plus to reorder Python imports, and that made it get rid of the future imports. I guess py3 also does that now, so I forget. I don't know which one of these two tools did it. One of the two did, though. Actually, that's an interesting point. Why did this do a rewrite? Should have just been the other one. Oh, I forgot to mute Discord. Oopsie. Oh, hey, someone just joined. Nice. Welcome to the Discord. Is this muted? Oh, it is muted. We'll get some music back. There we go. Our chat says, "How are you, Babby?" Right? I'm using Babby. Look at this. I'm using it almost full time on stream now. It's wild. Working though. Doesn't have syntax hiding yet, but I know how to make it happen. Anyways, we're allowed to post links. Here are some great nudes. This better be paint chips or I'm gonna be salt. Alright, it's paint chips. Nice. Nice. An entire sleeve, but that's the thing. Babby is actually kind of a shitty pun. Because it's like kind of a nano clone knockoff. And I frequently, like, if you're on a QWERTY keyboard and you move your hand over one, your right hand over one, instead of typing nano, you type Babby. And so that's why it's called Babby. And like, I don't know, I like the name a lot. I don't really want to change that. Actually, like, it's not that it's clever, it's just that it's like, it's very me. It's very like something I would have named it. Oh yeah, an IO error is also an alias for OS error, so that gets replaced, which neato. I should be able to delete this entire file eventually. Oh, some nice trailing commas here. You can't have trailing commas in star args before Python 3.5 due to reasons. Because there's a bug in the grammar until they fixed it. You had a different meme in mind. Yeah, I know. How was Babby formed? It was painstakingly written with curses. That's how Babby was formed. No do-way and stay mother here. Oh yeah. Check this shit out. PyUpgrade knew to just like take this if and else branch and just keep the Python 3 code. Pretty nifty. I'm pretty happy with that tool as well. And before Babby becomes something lewd in pop culture and somebody forks Babby into right? What the fuck? How? Yeah, no. PyUpgrade is fucking magic. It's really cool. it knows some things about how syntax works, and so it can do some transformations like this. But I'm super proud of py3. So if you want to check it out, here's the link. You can see how it works too. It basically tokenizes the source and like figures out cross-references it against the AST, and then does some like manual parse twiddling stuff to like reflow the tokens to make it work really well. But it's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite things that I've written. But yeah, it also understands this stuff here too. So this is pretty cool. More F strings. Oh, there's a bug here. I don't know that it ever happens. There's a bug here. If this contains double quotes or dollar signs or... Oh, there's a shell injection there. Oh. Whoops. Damn. Alright, well, I'll leave a note for myself to do that. Let's see. Should use pipes.quote. Oh yeah, and so it knows how to update super calls. Why is the F string vulnerable to shell injection when dot format isn't? No, dot format is also vulnerable to that as well. So what's happening here is it's writing out a little shell script. Actually, no, this isn't a problem. This script never gets run. Yeah, this script never gets run. I only write it out for debugging purposes. So it's actually fine. That's no problem. Yeah, the original code is just buggy here. Let's open this. No, it's not the Swift file. It's the Ruby file. This activate script doesn't get used though, so it's not actually a vulnerability, which is good. Yeah, this doesn't get used. This code is entirely dead. But it used to be useful for like debugging this. But I can actually delete all this code right here because it doesn't do anything. As you can see down here, we never call that script at all. There's no activate script. The way we put things on the path is by setting environment variables directly. Yeah, no, py3 is correct here. Do you know where command not found is being imported from in lib command not found? I assume user lib command not found. What? Yeah. Found it. There you go, knowledge. Two ways you can figure that out is import command not found and then look at this dot file, or you can use pydoc, which is how I did it. Can I use py3 as a linter? Some of these look similar to the stuff in Bugbear and Flaking Comprehensions. Kind of. It does not have a check-only mode. I don't want to add a check-only mode, so I don't think it's that useful. But if you're using it through pre-commit, which is what I suggest, and then you stick this command in your CI, we're gonna show the command. I guess it's in here. You can stick a command like this in your CI, and then it effectively works like a linter. You can see like what changes it would make. More F strings. Yo, what's up, Peaky Dicers? We're getting into the Python 2 killing stuff. I do that in CI, but I hate waiting for CI to run before finding out I have linter errors. Yeah, so that's what like the point of pre-commit is. So this is like a Git hooks framework, and it plugs directly into that, which is actually that's what this configuration is right here. This sets up all the linters that I use. Oh! Okay, I know who you are then. Okay. Yeah. I see. I see what you mean, yes. I have to integrate everything with Vim Ale because I'm impatient. Yeah, so actually, let's see. That file is blank for you. Oh, let me look at that in a second. Oh, the init file is blank, but yeah, let me finish this out first. Yeah, I know who you are. But yeah, I have maybe an idea on how to make pre-commit work for Vim Ale. I was thinking of making something like pre-commit run -- standard in file name, like foo.py, and then you could pass it standard in, because that's how Ale works. And then pre-commit would write out a temporary file with this name, run the hooks on it, and then print the output of that, and put everything else on standard error. I think I might implement like that, something like that. I haven't really thought about whether I want to make it work or not, but that would make pre-commit compatible with the Ale interface, and then someone could implement something like that. But yeah, the reason this file is empty is because it actually imports some of the submodules in here. So if you look here, there's a bunch of other files here, so you can see like this is the we're back to nano because I switched to the other tab, but this is the command not found. Oh, it hurts. Oh god, it hurts. Oh, technically correct, but also, actually no, this will break in Python 10 if that ever happens. Guide VV says, I love you, Anthony Reds Code. Love you too, Guide VV. I don't know who you are, but random Twitch chatter. Professing love for me. It's just another Wednesday. PyUpgrade doesn't have a check-only mode, then the answer is no, and that's fine. I think there's PyUpgrade or Vim Ale. I think somebody did that already. Maybe that's my other thing. Yeah, this is already a thing. This is my import reorder. That me old friend Jake, me at jake.computer. Added an ale formatter, I think it is. I don't know, but you would do basically the same code, but said this for PyUpgrade, and then it would work. But anyway, yeah. I can convert this to JavaScript or Go. The reorder imports is one I can stand to have running pre-commit only because I'm not changing that stuff so often. I might look at it though. I mean, you're also probably not writing Python 2 code or like Python 2 upgradable code all that often. I would imagine. I would hope. If you are, then yicicles. Sweet F strings here. Getting close to the end of the tests, I guess. Anything else interesting here? More F strings. F strings everywhere. Oh, this one's interesting. Oh, so this one I can inline, which will be good. I'll remember to go back to that. Oh, this one's an interesting one. Sysconf requires a native string, and since I'm using Unicode literals, this was erroring, so I was wrapping it in stir. But py3 knows to just remove that. Nice and easy. I never learned Python 2. IRC told me to learn Python 3, and I went with that. Nice. But I still learn old patterns reading ancient Stack Overflow posts that I wonder if something like py3 would catch sometimes. Yeah, it will catch stuff like that sometimes. Also, this is pretty cool. Pretty happy that it does that. This is my manual change, and then we're to the tests. Yes. Ooh, that looks nifty. Oh, and it knows to remove the encoding cookie because that's no longer needed in Python 3 as long as you're UTF-8. Oh, this is so nice. I'm so excited about this. Oh, what was that big block of change up here? Oh. I'll be able to inline that as well. Probably leaving notes for myself. Yeah, all of that. Cool, not so bad. Learn Python 4. Jokes aside, when is Python 4 coming? Hopefully not soon, because there's a bunch of shitty code that uses the version incorrectly, including 6, which literally everything in its grandma installs. Guess what this constant is going to be if Python becomes Python 4? It's going to be false, which means we're suddenly going to start running Python 2 code again. Because this will not get run. We'll be running base string and long and... Which is unfortunate. This should... If they're doing this correctly, it should be this. But unfortunately it's not, and all attempts to fix it via a pull request have not happened. Running Python 2 code in Python 4, what could go wrong? Right? But yeah, they've said that Python 3.10 will be next. Oh, this part of this video is muted also. Huh. But yeah, 3.10 will be next. But 3.10 has a similar set of problems, which is why I wrote this Flake8 plugin called Flake8 2020, named after this year, which is when we should first start seeing Python 3.10 or 4.0. Although I think they're going to do 3.10. But it checks for some very common mistakes, like using sys. That was weird. Whoa. What the fuck? You guys are seeing this, right? My mouse is not matching up with the cursor anymore. Weird. I don't even know how I'm doing it though. Anyway, something's weird. But yeah, this will think that it's Python 3.1 instead of 3.10, and so you'll have all sorts of problems like that. In fact, this bans 6.py3. For that exact reason. You say bad code, but all I'm hearing is free green squares, right? What if we make an alias Python 4 equals Python 3? That'll work fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that looked good. Sometimes there's pre-commit checks that need two-way... oh, right, we need to actually get rid of all the imports. But that's not so bad. edit all of those files, and once pre-commit runs, I should have just ran Flake8 instead of everything. But look, Babby can open multiple files, and look, I can switch between multiple files. So fancy. Babby is so cool. Oh, but I can't lint, which is unfortunate. But I can guess at what they are. This will be my crappy linter. Get rid of IO and 6, I think, are the 2 imports that we're looking for. What is the problem in this file? Who knows? Look, I am the manual human said. Look at me. Oh, we'll have to do those mock imports too. It's now... Oh, we do have IO in this file. Let's see what Flake8 says again. Necklaire says, how did you keep track of the different buffers in Babby? The way it works is there's this screen, which is the highest level of state in the file. When it gets constructed, it gets a list of file objects, and those are constructed from the file names that are passed in on the command line. And what file does is it lazily loads all of the contents. It doesn't try and load them all up front. It starts by just having the file name here and an empty set of lines. And whenever the file is open for the first time, it will, well, whenever it's displayed for the first time, excuse me, it will load it from disk and do all this stuff here. An entire sleeve says, need life advice. I wrote this thing to teach myself Python 3 and it's cool and I'm glad that it exists and it works, but that was years ago and now when I read it this code is dog shit. But I don't want to delete it just because it's a neat thing, but I also can't summon the will to rewrite it because there's other cool stuff to work on. What do I do? First thing I ever wrote in Python. So what I've started doing is all of the stuff that I'm ashamed of. What the fuck? I typed the URL in. Why did it search for it? All the stuff that I'm ashamed of that I've written in the past, but like was still kind of cool at the point in time, or like was useful at the point in time. I put into this Acetyl archive GitHub org. This contains a bunch of like weird stuff that I wrote a long time ago, or like projects I never finished or decided were a bad idea, including my Anthony Satilli standard library, also known as Asshole, which is some C++ things I wrote in college a long time ago. But I really like this idea. Apparently some other people do the same thing, and like gray out their profile photo and do this. Because someone else in chat, I think when I was doing admin of code, was like, "Yo, I do the same thing," but it's pretty cool. Pythonic Pie, hey, welcome back. Welcome back. You don't have time to motivation to fix or rewrite. Just move on and write new things. Yeah. But sometimes it's nice to like have code that's around that is a thing. I was planning to upload all of my really, really old software that I wrote as a kid in Visual Basic 6, but I couldn't quite get it building because I had to like download a Windows XP virtual machine and a compiler for Visual Basic 6. So that archive is an org and not a separate user. Yeah, that's how I set it up. You can also do it as a separate user, but I just did it as an org. That way I can just push to it directly. What the fuck? That was not what I meant to do. My sweet, expensive acetylly.dev domain name that just loads my GitHub, if it ever loads. It load that time. But yeah, you can see like I just created it as an organization. That way I can push to it directly. Holy green squares. Yeah, and you don't even see my lift squares. This is just my public squares. Actually, my public squares is like somewhere around 5,000, 4,000, somewhere around there. Damn. It was over 9,000 before. Over 9,000! But I've been slacking. Yeah, this is what I usually get when I try and load my my GitHub. King unicorn. Yeah, 5,000. Not so bad. I think Kenneth does an archive account. Yeah, well, Kenneth's a person. I'm not gonna do that rant today. I saw someone that made a thing that drew pixel art on your GitHub squares. Yeah, I've seen that too. Just history edit and make things. Why does this no longer need sys? No, because we got rid of the sys.version check. Makes sense. Okay, so that was all the Flake 8 fixes. High upgrade plus, well, upgrade hooks and pi upgrade treatments. Then we'll do the manual things. But look at this. Kill Python 2, delete 260 lines of code. Who could Kenneth be? Yeah, he's the requests guy. Also the pipenv guy, yeah. Or, well, the original pipenv guy. He doesn't maintain anything anymore because he doesn't really write code. It's probably a good thing. What next? Let's do the bytes. Oops, that parentheses is the wrong way. Okay, that was one of the to-dos, was the other one. Nope, that's Babby to-dos. Poetry though, yeah, I think poetry's fine. Entire Sleeve says, I know how you feel about all that stuff. Yeah, because we've already talked about it. Yeah. I think poetry is a good idea. I just think it's overkill. We'll do this some other time because it's kind of unrelated to these patches. Let's see if there's any. I'm just gonna read through. Let's see, how many lines of code is this? Uh, 11,000? We can probably read through some of it quickly. A little harder without the highlighting though, to be honest. But I'll implement syntax highlighting eventually. I have plans. Oh god, that F string is so good. Very much like that. Oh, and I'll be able to use typing name tuple. Yes. I don't think I'm gonna find much in here. I think that's the thing about PyUpgrade is it's much better about finding and fixing most of these things for me. Oh, I need to manually look for 6 or we're done. And I need to get rid of mock. Those are the other 2 things. And then I think we're good. Yeah, we're not gonna read it. I'm just gonna close all this. It's like a toddler becoming a teenager in the span of 2 months, right? Mr. Maru says, hello, will Babby support modal editing kappa? You say kappa. Are you ready for this, Mr. Maru? Are you ready for some fucking... Oh, that's Nano. Oh, right. Because I aliased Babby to Witch Babby and Nano, and I aliased Nano to Babby. Ready for some modal editing? Ready? Look at this. It's visual mode, which you can sort. I'm still like a little bit torn on whether the selection should include the last line if it's empty. Like here, if I sorted this, like right now it includes it, which is kind of janky, but I might fix that. But yeah, look. Visual mode. Hey, what's up, Mr. Maru? Thank you for the follow. You were clearly impressed by my somewhat modal editing here. It also has escape, which is just a command mode. It doesn't actually work like Vim, but you can type some commands here. The meme is that you can quit Babby in several different ways. You can quit it like Nano, which is Control X. To be fair, I thought it was already flying. Oh, well. Thank you anyways. So you can quit it like Nano with Control X. You can quit it like Emacs, which is Control X C, just because it also hits Control X. And you can quit it like Vim with :Q. Which, I don't know. Babby already has some features that Nano does not, which is pretty cool. Sent from Babby for iOS, right, Juan? But yeah, damn. Let's turn in Vim. Yeah. No, it's not gonna be Vim. It'll always be its own thing. It already has some features that Nano does not, which is pretty cool. Is Babby going to end the editor wars? Probably not. But it will be the editor that I use, which is kind of cool. Like, how many people can be like, yeah, I wrote my own text editor, and not have the answer be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why aren't you using Vim or VS Code? Because let's be real. Huge flex, right? Isn't there an XKCD about standards? Yeah, I feel like this is not quite the same idea. There are a million text editors, though, but yeah. I think I forgot to turn the heat on in my house. Well, at least people stop asking you why you use Nano. True. That's the real answer, Pythonic Pi. That's the real answer. Oh, we still have some sick stuff. Oh, because we have some tests that are should really doing this. Oh, it's 5.n. Duh. Okay, I can probably clean that up eventually, but we're just gonna do the like very quick cleanups here. Don't need that. POSIX. What the fuck? Oh. Why is the search history broken? I thought history, yeah, history stored on the screen. What? Yeah, that's busted. Huh, that's weird. It's supposed to default to the previous thing you typed. So if I typed like whatever, oh, I see what's happening here. No, I don't see what's happening. Well, now it's fucking working. What the hell? How did I trigger that? We searched for 6, and then I researched for it. Oh. Is this somehow just the first one? I swear I have a test for this. That's a nice productivity boost on its own, yeah. An entire sleeve says, I tell people you're over the tipping point of Vim when you're using another editor and you're annoyed that it's not Vim, right? Hey, what's up, Emmy? Yes, I am live today. I am back. Beaconheim says, hey, just a random here trying to get into coding. How long did it take you to get this good at coding? I've been programming for 18 years. I still don't think I'm necessarily that... Well, I'm pretty good at programming. That's real. I want to figure out what this bug is. Oh no, I think it probably took me a couple of years to be to a point where like I didn't feel like my code was shit as soon as I wrote it. It was more like I realized my code was shit like a week later or months later or years later. I don't know, I think I got to the point where like I could mostly figure things out pretty quickly. Like I was pretty good at Googling and following documentation. Then again, I was writing PHP, so PHP kind of made all that really easy. You look at code you wrote 2 years ago and you don't think it's shit. That's bad, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of true. Fuck, what? Why is this broken? Alright, we're gonna sidetrack a bit. See if I can figure out why this is broken. It works fine there. Is it multiple files? Must be multiple files somehow. Code's completely unrelated. Except it's not. It's very much not. Oh, here we go. So weird. Yeah, this looks right. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it did it there too. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Huh. Okay, so what's happening is it knows to not append to the history because it's the same entry as the previous time. So if we type def here again, it didn't change the history because it's a repeated value, but it's also not saving it as the previous value. So, let's fix that. Search history recorded. Amy says, did you finish Advent? No, I've got 8 more days to do. I'm gonna try and pick it up on Saturday is the plan, I think. To do 18 through 25. I'm probably not gonna do all of them in the same day, but like I'll do some more of them. CodeMonkeyJS says, hey, how's it going? How's your editor? It's really functional. It's working. It's working! I was using it to edit pre-commit, although now I'm back to fixing it because I found a bug that's annoying enough that I have to fix it. Yeah, so here's the like duplicate stuff here that's the problem. Weird that I don't really have a test for this. Put one above the reverse search test. Fucking cell phone vibrated and scared the shit out of me. That's wild. How long do you think it would take for someone with no experience to be comfortable trying to get a programming job? It really depends. So there are some coding boot camps that try and get you prepped in like a couple months. It's certainly possible to get a job with more or less experience than that, but like it depends what you want to work on, I guess. Test default search value same as previous history. This is just a quick way to seed the history. CodeMonkeyJS says, why are you using Nano then? So the problem with Babby is if I break Babby while I'm using Babby, then I can't continue to use Babby. So it's kind of a bootstrapping problem. So it's just easier for me to use Nano while I'm hacking on Babby itself. Put that on one line. Dies inside. Let's see. Entire sleeve says, depends on what kind of stuff you want to work on. I got a job where I have to read code samples from applicants, and I found that there are a lot of people who have been senior software engineers for 20 years, and the code they write makes me throw up my mouth. Yeah. TV Josh says, don't drink too much of the bootcamp Kool-Aid. Yeah. It's for some people and not for others. I think it's a useful way to learn programming. It's not necessarily a way to master it. And some boot camps are shitty and scummy and predatory, and like that part's not great. I forgot to turn on the heat in my house. It's actually pretty cold right now. That's why I'm shivering a little bit. But I'll make sure to turn that on before I go to bed. Okay, what do I gotta do? We gotta do search. Control W. And then we do another search. We should see search with lines in brackets. Put an assertion in here too, so it's less of just like run the test. Let's see, x equals 0, y equals 2. And then the default search should happen and should take us to the next line. And this test should be failing. But you can see how slow it takes the Tmux test to fail. If we just do my new fake test, it fails way faster. My test has some weird lag when tests fail, and I haven't figured out why. I've been meaning to profile at some point, but it hasn't worked yet. But yeah, you can see this fails much faster, and I actually get a stack trace here, so I can actually see where the code was running at the time when it works. What? I had to manually approve your message an entire sleeve. I don't know why THO star is a bad word, unless it's like trying to be that thought. But, or maybe it just thought it was ho? I don't fucking know. Then boot camps take like 20% of your salary for 5 years. That's fucking nuts. Those ones are predatory. My meat thermometer says it's 64 Fahrenheit here. Udemy YouTube tutorials might be a better way compared to boot camps. Yeah, that could make sense. YouTube tutorials are so hit and miss if you just Google random crap. Yeah. CS50 is really, really good though. Yeah, I've heard good things about CS50. Learning Python through Code Academy. I've heard good things about that as well. Yeah, so I made a refactor which broke this. Because I moved the way history was managed to the return value instead of this. Yeah, so here it is. I think all that I need to do is... Oop. Think that fixes the test? Delete 4 spaces. That's how we win these right here. Yeah. But you can see it's a lot quicker to run all of the search tests with this new fake thing, which is why I'm pretty happy about it. And like there's the entire test suite in 1.2 seconds. It's real good. But yeah, I need to debug at some point why PyTest is slow when it crashes. It's like an order of magnitude slower to raise an exception, and there's no reason for that because exceptions they're slow, but they're not that slow. Let's see. Fix searching for default value when it is the same. Long message. Fix search defaults when equal to last history entry. Okay, we can get back to this now. Restart this then. Get rid of 6 there. Why does it think 6 is... Oh, probably because it's POSIX? Oh look, Python 2 specific test. I do use. Oh fuck! I found a bug, guys! Really? Yeah, this is one of the ones I wrote while I was half asleep. So the problem... Go away, VS Code. No one wants you here. If you have... No, that's nano. If you have an indent, and then you dedent while you're at the beginning of the line, it crashes! Test dedent, beginning of line. Should be easy to fix though. But hey, this is why we use the editor, because then we can fix the editor. The problem here is the fake test is going to pass. Which is why I need to improve my mock a little bit. I can just do this. Assert 0 is less than or equal to y. It's less than self.height. So that should fail. That should fail. Oh, we need to do x as well. Because X is the one that's actually failing. And if it were true to curses, these would raise curses.error, but I don't care. Sweet. Okay. Whoa. I guess I don't need this here. Right, because PyTest is just going to give me nice assertion messages. I don't need to do them manually. It's not what I expected here. I know why this output looks this way, but it's not quite what I expect PyTest. Close, but it's not quite. But whatever. We at least have the failing test now. I fixed it here. I thought I had here, but apparently not here. But this is the fix. Just bound it at 0. Fix dedent at beginning of line. I wish they taught programming in middle school / early high school. I feel like it would have been fun. I really enjoyed high school computer science. Man, at least you had computer science in high school. My computers, the most computery class I had was learning Microsoft Works. No, not Microsoft Office. Fucking Microsoft Works, which was the like knockoff product that Microsoft bought, so they didn't have any competition. But it was shit. Really bad. Knackler says, I think the closest thing I did to programming in middle school was making a maze game in PowerPoint. Ooh, that sounds cool. Why don't people just teach themselves, right? Amy says 99 bugs in the code, squash one out, 101 bugs in the code. True. I liked Works, but I didn't know they acquired it. Yeah, it was some like other company, if I remember correctly. Microsoft Works. Oh, this says developed by Microsoft. Huh. Maybe I'm wrong. Originated as MouseWorks. Convinced Williams to license the product to Microsoft. So I guess I'm technically right, but not in the way that I thought it was. I thought it was acquired in the 90s, but I'm wrong. I'm wrong in that regard. But it was by someone that was not at Microsoft. So. C9C says, I took a typing class in middle school. Are we the same person? Because I feel like I took a typing class in middle school also. And it was really jokes, because everyone in the class was super bad, so it was scaled for like the worst people. And my buddy and I were actually like spent a bunch of time on computers, and so we just like zoomed through the whole class in like the first week, and then we just like fucked around. Great. Oh, I gotta redo this code again. Dang it. What happens when there's bugs? Look, it's fixed though. Oh, I don't have linting, right. 32 Mach, Linux Mach. Is that all the sixes, really? Garrett Mach now. EL, not -L. And it's like, well, I should reorder these imports, but we have tools that do that for us. And this is what I do at work all day. I wish I was joking. This is actually like very similar to a lot of the refactors that I have to do at work. Why? Come on, YouTube. Yes, I am still watching. Oh, man, I missed the Y. That's why it didn't work. Oh, I should just use S instead. Never filed home row. My right index is always on the J. Oh wait, that is home row. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, see, says I'm 35. I wasn't old-timey punchy typewriters, but still a typewriter form factor, just a bit more modern. So I could do fancy things like erase the last character, but still paper and ink. Wow. Entire Sleeve says, I saw a programming language for refactoring code. Looked cool, but I didn't need that sort of thing much. Forget what it was called. I mean, I've written a crappy version of one. More than once. Well, I can get rid of this. Now I can get rid of that. I know I can get rid of this 2. Oh, that means I can get rid of 2 text. No, I can't. I almost get rid of 2 text. I can get rid of 2 bytes though. In all of these places. But I'm gonna leave that for now. Because I eventually want to type annotate stuff, and when I type it, it'll be more obvious what's broken. Type in Dvorak, right? The real masochistic way. All right, so that's. I think I'm gonna call the stream there. I'm gonna do some more cleanup eventually, and we'll probably type annotate this on another stream. But I gotta get some sleep. I didn't sleep well last night, and someone at work today was like, "You look really tired." I'm like, "Fuck off." You guys can't hear me when I whisper, can you? Oh, bummer. Whoops. Hey, what's up, Shaz Robot? How's it going? Did switch to Dvorak a long time ago. Don't necessarily recommend it actually, but it cured my RSI. Interesting. We can hear. Wait. You can't hear me when I whisper. Damn. I'd like whisper up here. Like ASMR shit. But yeah, anyway, let me do my spiel if I remember how it works. So if you liked what you saw and want to check out previous content, I usually upload that to YouTube. And that's youtube.com/, wow, this has a lot of views. youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode, so you can check out all my previous content. Most recent stuff is Admin of Code, which will be finishing up soon, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. But yeah, youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode, same as my Twitch channel, because I was able to be consistent there. I usually stream on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and to make it easier for the European audience. Today was kind of an unplanned stream because I haven't streamed in a while, and I was like, I want to stream. Really enjoy doing this. I want to get back into it, so I'll stream on a Wednesday. But yeah, I usually announce my streams on Twitter. Much as I hate Twitter, it seems to be the thing to do, so I do it anyway. It's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I usually announce like, I'll be streaming in 60 minutes, blah blah blah. And so if you wanna get notified of that, you can follow me on Twitter. I also announce them on Discord, which just posted the link in the chat. You're free to join that. We usually talk about programming stuff. You can ask questions, and usually I'll answer them or give you my opinions on things. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Let me go find someone to raid, and we'll send you guys off to another channel.